Hello, fellow followers. Welcome back to the Physical Media Show on FanZcene Viz, and with me tonight, as always, are Tom Connors and Runner Blaze.
My camera's working again.
Hey, that's right. I forgot about that. We
Sorry,
can now see your pretty face.
I started.
Yeah, Google had an update.
I started coughing, so that's why I muted.
Runner
We're all sick.
it.
I think we're all sick.
Yeah, I was like really sick a few days ago. I'm still recovering.
I've been pumping drugs into me, so I'm doing okay for now. I mean, you kind of hear it, but I'm not so bad. So, yeah.
I just been. I'm like, my back is killing me because it's been really warm out here lately, and the kids have made me play football for the past like 3 days straight. And it's not like for 10, 15 minutes. It's like an hour at a time.
God damn it. That sounds a lot more fun than my fucking life.
I was going to say, I'd trade that for the snow I got right now. Man, Jesus.
Oh, yeah, I don't mind it. It's just it's killed my back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's say hi to the chat real quick before we get into everything. What's up, Heather Preston? Hi, how are you doing this evening or night, whatever it may be? What is up, Random Brad Creator? Sending good vibes as always. Deleted scenes. Hail to you, Steven. Glad to have you here. Stefan Urkel. You remember that?
Yes. Nutty Professor before the Nutty Professor.
Exactly. What is up, Tim Hayes? He said he's making a quick run to Walgreens around the corner. All right.
But after the Nutty Professor? So
before the Eddie Murphy Nutty Professor.
I know, isn't it weird? It's kind of like, clearly it was kind of a take on the Nutty Professor.
Right.
And they did the Eddie Murphy Nutty Professor, which was kind of more of a ripoff of Stefan Urkel, if you think about it.
Eddie Murphy saw that. I could do that shit.
Yeah, I can do that funnier than that, stupid kid. He got one line he says all the time. Did I do that? I can do better than that.
Who knows? Maybe he did. Maybe he was like at home watching Family Matters one night. Like, I could do that. Who knows? What is up, Brian Barth? Hail to you. Glad to see you in the chat. Look at Steven, man. Already dropping links and everything in the chat. Kicking butt. Greetings, Dan Blackwood. Glad to see you here as always as well too. Martin Vasquez. Greetings. Dalton B. Cheers to you. We have a cool gamer. And Tom, you know you love that Windows logo.
Boom, 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 boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Aberration, Tyrell 72, Inverse Opinion, and Style Section. Welcome and glad to see you guys all here in the chat. If I missed anybody, I apologize, but let's see what we got here.
Speaking of Eddie Murphy, I got this in the mail yesterday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, this is a 1/6 scale.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's really nice. Got that from Mexican Iron Man. Yeah.
It's nice. Yeah. I like that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I was trying to do the pose from Beverly Hills Cop 2 and I couldn't get him to stand up. It is what it is.
It is. It looked pretty cool though.
I guess it's one of those like not legit, but legit, like really nice because it wasn't cheap.
Right.
It's like custom, but not custom. Like, I mean, they did mass produce them, but they can't actually say it's Eddie Murphy. And they can't actually say it's Beverly Hills Cop 2. Like, it's called Cop 2.
It's called Cop 2.
Yeah, I saw that because something didn't look right about the face sculpture.
It is a little, like, there's another face I can't figure out how to get on yet, but Andy's supposed to help me out with that. But, Andy Masterson. But, like, there's another one that's a little bit better where he's smiling. And he's got like the okay sign. I mean, they're really nice. They're like basically like Robert Meyer Burnett has showed a few. Like whoever these guys are, they do a great job though. I mean, it's pretty good though.
I mean, they got the jacket pretty solid. So
like, yeah, everything looks pretty good. I mean, the picture doesn't look nearly as good as it does in person. Probably, I guess. I don't know. It's yeah. But anyway, what do we got for announcements? Do we have anything?
Yes. What do we have for announcements? Let me look some up because I have not
Well, I got a few here
checked
already.
them out yet. So
It looks like Phantasm is finally gonna make its way to 4K, at least outside of the USA for now. Disc Father is saying 3/2/23. I
right.
don't know who's actually releasing it. I think it's Coke Media, or how do you say it? Um, Here I can share the picture here. But yeah,
Right.
this was done years ago.
Yeah, by J.J. Abrams.
Exactly. Like, so this is like a 7 or 8 year old scan, probably, but it's about time. Like, I can't believe this hasn't been released on 4K yet before this, but
It is.
looks like just the first one for now. So
It is kind of weird because I mean they've released the Phantasm movies like hundreds and hundreds of multiple times and never
I've got like
once on
two different
4K.
box sets plus the Anchor Bay DVD, and yeah, I used to have the
Yeah,
old MGM DVD too. Jesus.
it's so many of them.
Yeah, it was one of those for a while. I had quite a few copies of.
Boy, love that
Yeah.
movie.
And this is when he just posted the Violet Evergarden. Never heard of that one, but looks like it's an anime. So for those anime freaks out there, let's see here what else he's got. I don't know if this is real or not, but he said, "How much would you pay for a 4K Kurosawa Criterion Collection set like this?" Is this Criterion's older set?
Huh?
I'm assuming.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Well,
Okay.
didn't we hear that there might be a
Yeah,
4K?
I think there's going to be. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'd want this kind of a set, but yeah, that's just rumor, obviously, on that. They already got a shot at Creed 3 with the look at their kid, and who cares? Uh, yeah, these are just some random. Oh yeah, okay. We got
Oh
to
yeah,
look
the
at the
Superman stuff.
Superman box set. Here's a look at the steel books,
Those steelbooks are
uh,
pretty damn nice.
which are up for pre-sale right now. I hope to gosh they. That's one thing I didn't even think to ask about because I didn't even look in the extras. We do have the extras for that. Let's see here.
Oh,
Digital Bits posted them, and so did a few others, I believe.
yeah, I'm excited. Them still books. I love the artwork
Because
on them. At least,
they had the Fleischer animated cartoons on the original sets, but
yeah.
they were only in standard definition. So
Mm-hmm.
let me see here. Where did they have that? If not, I know I had it somewhere too. Oh, crappity crap.
You
Not
know what's
ready
funny
today.
though is
Keep going if you got some other ones, but yeah.
yeah, no, about the Superman stuff is like
Oh,
Superman 2, 3, and 4 getting a standalone 4K, like with regular slip cases and stuff, but not the new scan of Superman 1, which is kind of weird.
Got to get
So,
rid of the old stock.
yeah, they got to sell out all
Well,
the
there is
old
going to
ones.
be a release of Superman 1 and the Donner cut together. So
It,
maybe
no, that's
that one will
Superman 2
have
and
the new.
Superman 2, the Donner cut, both of them.
I thought it was both. Oh, okay. I thought it was Superman 1 and Superman
I
2.
thought it was too, but then I looked at it close and it's Superman 2 and then Superman 2, the Donner cut
Hmm,
together. And then Superman 3 and 4 get their own 4K release and not the new Superman scan of the first movie, the new 4K scan.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we got here is Steelbook 1 is, or the movie 1, depending on which version you get, has commentary, taking flight, making Superman, Superman screen test, music only track, and theatrical TV spots. I'm assuming it's all the same stuff from before. Steelbook, and actually they took out the Fleischer cartoons, it looks like.
Yeah.
They did. Steelbook 2 has, yeah, just the director's commentary, restoring the vision and deleted scenes. That's on the theatrical cut. Donner cut. Okay, actually, here's where they moved all the famous studio cartoons. But it doesn't say if they're going to be in HD or standard def. I'm assuming they're just going to be standard def. Uh, but that one has commentary and introduction by Richard Donner and restoring the vision featurette. Additional scenes. So I'm not seeing anything new that we haven't gotten before. Yeah, all this looks. Actually, I think there's some stuff missing.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're missing, which is weird because you're missing the actual making of the Superman, the hour-long documentaries from
Mm-hmm.
television for 1 and 2, but you have it for part 3.
Huh.
Yeah, because part 3 is exactly the same, and same thing with 4 is the old one. And then also on the Steelbook you get, so that means we got to keep our old ones too. Jesus.
Yeah. I have so many copies of the Superman movies. Like, so many copies.
I was hoping for an HD version of that too, by the way, but never mind. Anyway,
It
you
looks
get a
like
collectible comic book, certificate of authenticity, like it frickin' matters, photo book, and 3D Phantom Zone lenticular. And then there's a special features disc that just has. Oh no, this is for. Never mind. This is for part 4. Never mind. So there you go, kids. That's all there is. It's actually. I'm disappointed by that. That's a downgrade from the old one, in most cases.
yeah, I think
Outside of the
mostly it's
4K
just going
part.
to the scans.
Yeah. That's lame. Enemy at the Gates was another one. Bad Lieutenant. Yeah, you're right. I guess you're right. It is Superman.
Yeah, see Superman 2 and Superman 2 Donner cut.
Yep, you're right. So there you go. That's pretty much the new stuff there on that end.
Did we get the Young Guns? Did we talk about that?
I think we did last week because it didn't come up, or did it come up after the show?
I don't remember.
Because there's some discrepancies here. Because according to the writer, it's Young Guns 1 and 2. But I've talked to some people who are not 100% sure where the rights are sitting right now for Young Guns 2. And unless Lionsgate, through, because I think it's MVD or whoever's releasing it, unless Morgan Creek bought out Sony from their rights of it or something like that. I have no idea what the fuck's going on with it.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is
we're getting part 2, but he said he did do special features for both. So
yeah, and both on 4K too. He said so. We shall see.
I guess we shall.
We shall. But I mean, he's also claiming he's got part 3 coming too. So,
well, yeah, that's the other thing I was wondering, because that's the thing I was trying to talk to somebody, because Morgan Creek is who owns this, the Exorcist franchise, Ace Ventura. And if you bought Ace Ventura in the last couple of years, you might have noticed that it's kind of weird that it was released by Sony and not Warner Brothers. That's why. And so Sony had them for a while, and now I guess I'm trying to figure it all out myself. Like I said, I was really trying to get to the bottom of it all, but I couldn't figure it all out myself yet. So I have no idea what movies are under what rights still. So
it'd be interesting to see how it all plays out.
Yeah.
Yep. But that is it for basically what's coming soon to Blu-ray or 4K, because hasn't been a lot of announcements here. I mean, last Wednesday we got a massive amount of announcements. This week, not so much. So, but there you have it. And with all that being said, I know you guys
that Steelbook was an Amazon exclusive too.
What Steelbook?
The Superman one, I believe, is an Amazon exclusive.
Yeah, because I was worried about those because they were like Zavi's, and Zavi wasn't going to ship them to the U.S. no more. And then you showed me that, so I was like, "Also,
and I've said that, yeah,
yeah." And like, so they are having an American version of the Steelbook. So at least we can get that.
Yeah, as I've pointed out before, usually Zavi just gets whatever we're gonna get here for a limited edition wherever. Whether it's usually Best Buy, sometimes Walmart, sometimes very rarely Amazon. But yeah,
pretty much. Superman the movie 4K just went on sale for $15 on Amazon. So,
well, and the price is pretty high right now. But I imagine it's going to go down quite a bit before it comes out.
Yeah.
My guess is it'll be right around $99 when it settles.
That's about the same as the first 10 they did that I have still. But yes. Now let's get into it, guys. Let's get into what we got to show you. We're going to start with Runner. Runner, if you're feeling up to it, you ready to start?
Get your motor running.
Head on the highway.
Yeah. Heavy metal thunder.
Whatever.
You know, Tom mentioned. Oh fuck! You mentioned.
I didn't say shit
Eddie
about.
Well, you did say you were sick, so. Yeah, he did mention Eddie Murphy, and I watched these two movies recently.
Because the boys are back in town. Did you notice how 48 Hours 2 looks like shit 30 minutes into the movie?
Yeah, kind of. I watched it on my phone.
It's just... Oh, well.
I was laying in my bed while I was sick.
I'm having a very bad day. I was in a bus that flipped over 17 times. I lost my James Brown tape, and I've been shot at.
Great movie.
Anybody else want to live? That's like the only good part in part 2. Sorry. No, part 2 is okay. It's just not as good as the first one.
It's not as good as the first, no.
It's one of those where like we had a really popular first movie, so let's try to do it again, and it doesn't always quite turn out as well the second time, but it's still fun.
The stupidity of it is, okay, chances are if Eddie Murphy's character actually did help the way he did in the first movie, then he probably would have gotten a bit of his sentence shaved off, and he probably would have had some help during this, like this whole thing of him getting stuck another 5 years in prison just so they could have him getting out of prison for the second movie was stupid.
Yeah.
Like that was just dumb as fuck. They should have just had it that he got out, and you know, him and Kate's normally there ain't no fucking way they probably would have hung out together. You just have it to where he has to track him down after all these years because something's going on, you know, related to the old case, right? Mm-hmm. That's all you needed to do. Like, and then just, I'm kind of mixed on the whole making Keyhole one of the bad guys and shit too, and the other cop, you know, the whole crooked cop business, and considering it was a guy from the first movie, it just really kind of bugged me.
I get it.
But then again, it's like, oh, it's kind of clever. At least it ties to the first movie, I guess. But so I'm of two worlds on it. But no, like the first movie is a fucking cinematic classic. What'd you think?
Oh, I love the first one. You're right. It's and one of my picks later, we'll be talking a little bit about how the sequels aren't as good. But yeah, I mean, it's still a fun watch. It's not as quite as good as the first one.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just one of those things, you know. Go on, Runner. I heard you want to say something.
No, the first one I really enjoyed. I had a good time with the first one. The second one, like, yeah, no, it's not as good as the first one, but I don't hate it, you know.
I get you. Don't be sorry you have to go, but I hope you enjoy the replay later. Have a good night, my friend.
I thought the bar scene was like the greatest thing in the first movie.
Who the fuck do you think you are? I'm your worst nightmare. I'm with a badge. Let's see. And I hate rednecks. You people
Let's see what we can fuck with next.
Fucking rednecks. Let's see what we can fuck with next.
It's
Why
fun.
don't you give me that blade you pulled off that guy in there?
Oh, you saw that, Jack? Yeah. That's pretty good, huh?
Nick Nolte. It's just
why don't you turn your back for a few minutes and let me get some
perfect.
trim?
We ain't partners, we ain't buddies, and we ain't friends.
It's just like he always
sorry you ever met me.
I'm already sorry, Jack.
Quit calling me that.
It's just an expression.
Well, it just so happens to be my name.
He always sounds like he's got to take a breath every time he talks.
Yeah, no
or he's taking a shit or having an aneurysm or something. Yeah.
It's just like him and it's crazy. It's a great pairing. It's definitely one of those opposite odd couple type of track type things, and it works so well in the first movie. But like you said, they like kind of go through hoops to try to fit it all back together in the second movie. So, I don't think they could do a third one called 48 Years. Eddie Murphy could, but I just don't think Nick Nolte could pull it off anymore.
No, definitely not.
No, I doubt it. I mean, yeah.
After seeing him in Warrior, no. like Nick Nolte's getting way too fucking old. I'm sorry. I mean, Eddie Murphy's doing all right. Like he's doing some stuff.
I couldn't believe it when I was watching. I'm like, holy shit, that's what's her face from Star Trek.
Oh yeah, Tasha Yar.
Yeah, Tasha Yar's in it. Yeah, I was like, holy shit. All this time I watched this movie, I never noticed that was her.
It's like
and everybody's like, how did you not notice? I'm like, well, let's see. First of all, she's naked the first time you see her, I believe. So I was looking at her tits.
Exactly.
Second of all, the other chick's acting against her in the other scene. And plus, let's be real, she's a little cuter. The native girl. Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, I'm watching her all the times I've seen this movie like 500 fucking times.
Right.
You know, but
It is. I always do find it funny when people find out that Tasha Yar was in other things and she got naked. I'm like, yeah, dude, I've seen her tits a bunch of times. So it's crazy when people find out.
Dolly
But you're right.
Anyone?
The black-haired girl was prettier than her
Billy Bear.
Yeah. But it's good set, and too bad you can't get confirmation there, Tom, because somebody had to watch it on their phone because they were sick.
Yeah, it looks like it's weird because the first film looks great, looks fine. Second film looks great for the first 30 minutes. I swear, somewhere around the 30 some odd minute mark, it switches to what looks like a Blu-ray in the middle of the 4K. I swear, it looks the same way on the digital version. And I checked it up against the standard Blu-ray of it, the same scan, and it looks about the same. I mean, you can tell there's a little bit of a change, just not as much on a standard Blu-ray, but I don't know. Did they lose most of the negative, or did they fuck something up somewhere? I don't know.
Yeah, it's Paramount for you, so we never really know.
No idea.
Actors being in other projects so strange. It is. Some people just, they get into Star Trek The Next Generation or something and they only know her from there, and then like they find out that these people were in other things and they kind of get weirded out. It's kind of weird. It's kind of funny. So, and weird. So but yeah, any final words, Runner, before we go on to Tom?
We've been waiting for a long time.
Not much to say.
Long time.
I guess I'll rewatch these movies like on my TV, and I'll report to Tom if I see what he sees, because I got
to me.
I really wasn't feeling all that well to like watch it on my actual TV. I had to lay in bed.
I know it sucks being sick and you just want to lay there and watch something.
Yeah, and I haven't gotten sick too often of late, and it just caught me.
Yeah, it happens. It's that time of year because the weather's changing in certain places. Still cold, and some places getting warmer. You
know what fucking pissed me off? I don't know if maybe this was the reason why it probably was, honestly. Like one day at work, I was cashiering, right, and then this family comes by, and this fucking kid who's probably like 5 or 6 years old is coughing a storm in the fucking store, and he's not covering his fucking mouth.
A sick kid gets you every time.
I was so fucking pissed off, dude. I wanted to yell at the fucking mom. I'm like, tell your kid to cover his fucking mouth. Jesus Christ.
Well,
but I didn't want to get in trouble, so
that's the price you pay for being in retail.
Yeah.
But great first couple picks there, Tom. Do you want me to blow you up, because I know your first movie you don't have quite on a disc? So do you? Or
well,
just want to talk about
this is one that we talked about. I've talked about the original, the remake, and we found out last week that there was a television remake of Pelham 123. Now, I did find out in the Interium that it is, yes, based on a novel. Now, I don't know which version is more like the novel, but I will tell you right now, the TV version that I watched is basically a remake of the original movie.
Oh.
Okay, so what it is it has Edward James Olmos playing the equivalent of Walter Matthau's role. You've got Vincent D'Onofrio playing the Robert Shaw role. Actual great cast. Donnie Wahlberg's in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's a chick in it too as a bad guy in this one, so they're a little progressive, and diverse. And it's yeah, I found it, Steven. Funnily enough, it's on some no-name off-brand streaming service that's on Amazon, and it doesn't look the greatest, and it looks like somebody who it was shot on like digital cameras. It was definitely a TV movie. Or made for cable, like, even has the spots for commercials, and there's no F words or anything like that in it, and not a lot of blood or anything like that. But no, it pretty much follows most of the original film verbatim. The only difference is they updated a little bit. it's Vincent's kind of young in it still. It's like 97, 98, I
I'm
think
gonna
it
say
came
with
out.
like late 90s or late 2000s.
Yeah, so he's a little young in it still, but he's good in it. I mean, he's more subdued in it. But no, like Donnie Wahlberg plays kind of the hothead. And then you got the chick in the group. She plays like the crazy one, and I can't remember the name of the guy who plays the one who plays the driver of the train. Ah, shit, coach or whatever. I can't remember his name, but you've seen him in a bunch of stuff too. It wasn't too bad, but the way it was shot, the scenes with Edward James Olmos weren't so bad, but when you get down in the subway, they shoot it with this super blown out high with the a shutter wide open.
Oh,
So everything's really high brightness and jerky, and they use a lot of video, like early like toaster type video filters and shit like that. So it's really kind of
it's they try to make it cinematic looking, but it comes off so much cheaper.
Not so much cinematic looking, but look, here's the thing. Like at that time, this might even have been before Oh Brother We're Out though. When this was done, and that was the first film to actually use like digital color timing and mess with it with like filters and stuff like that to that extent.
Yeah.
But this movie, it was shot like a music video. Like they go a little too far out with some of that shit. Like
I feel like it's got a blue overtone to it.
It's white, more so washed out. But yeah, it's like all whitewashed, and you watch it, it feels like that commercial that you used to have in front of DVDs that say piracy is crime and all that shit.
Yeah.
It feels like that kind of a shot. Like that's how it's shot on a digital DV cam type stuff. I mean, it doesn't look horrible, but there's probably no way it'll ever be in HD. Because I don't think it was shot that way. But you know, for what it was kind of like watching a play on TV. You know what I mean? I mean, not that cheap, but like it was interesting. It was kind of just seeing like, oh, it's kind of neat little updated kind of production of it kind of thing, you know. Since it is kind of set in like two locations outside of New York, being a kind of a character in and of itself in the movie, you know, aside from that aspect of it, I mean, there is some stuff that's obviously filmed either in New York or a town that looks like New York. But other than that, it's just the subway and the train station area. So like, there's really, you know, that's kind of what it is, back and forth between those characters. So
yeah,
in that respect, they did a great job on that. It's just like, you know, kind of like one of those recently when they've done those TV live Grease and Little Mermaid.
I was going to say, it feels like you're describing like a live production.
But almost live. Like,
yeah,
really
like I know what you mean. Like, it looks like it's a live production, but it's not. It was pre-recorded. So I get what you're trying to explain.
Not exactly, but like, yeah, kind of in that vein where it just feels kind of quaint, I guess is a better way to put it. But okay, so it's not a pick, but I did find it, so I'm using that as a pick because I am cheating because it's not physical media, but
it's okay. It's all
stemmed from my physical media purchase of the original film.
So it's still physical media related, so it's all good. All right, I guess we'll move on to me. I actually shared this in a reel not too long ago, but yeah, The Flash, the original TV series of The Flash.
Wrong Flash.
Flash. Just open it up real quick. Show some, you know, there we go. All right,
I would like that remastered in HD, but I don't know if they can.
Yeah, you would think. I don't know. It's got that.
It's shot on film, but I don't know how they did the effects then. I mean, they might have been optical because that's 89, 90, right? Somewhere.
Yeah, it's like 80. It's what was it like 19? Let me check here real quick.
It was right after Batman. I was gonna say in 1990, probably.
Yeah. It was like even Danny Elfman does the music and stuff for the opening.
It's a great theme song.
Yeah, very great theme. This is still The Flash to me. I don't care what anybody says. This is The Flash to me.
Yes.
But yeah, it's a great little show. Yes, Amanda Pays is awesome in this. Corbin Burnson's wife, by the way, the dentist's wife.
In the first episode, as what's his face playing his brother?
Tim Thomerson.
Tim Thomerson
from Trancers is his brother,
and his dad is who is his dad?
My God, I know. I just watched
Walsh
it. Or oh shit! I just watched it and I can't think of it.
I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, but yeah.
No, yeah, his dad was. Go ahead.
Who was it?
I don't know. I was looking it up real quick.
Okay, go ahead and look at when you're looking that up. That is one of my first memories of being so crushed as a kid because they canceled the TV show.
I know, and I think it could have so went further.
Well, they didn't because I mean the ratings were okay, but they weren't great, and it cost too much. That was the problem. They were spending like I think that whole season cost like more than like 2 movies would cost or something like that. I think they said. I can't remember, but yeah.
You can tell by the production value, even though it's like because it's 90s, it's a bit cheesy and stuff. But you can tell by the production value, the guest stars. I mean, you even have Mark Hamill and all that
costumes and all that kind of stuff, and the effects, like and all that stuff. So, like, yeah, I can see it being expensive production.
Yeah, I'm trying to find his dad here because I remember
and
it.
He
but
had they had like a crap ton of costumes. I think they had to keep maintained and everything because it was like a special felt and all that shit, and it was like. Yeah, I remember it being like a big deal.
Hey, Richard Belzer's in the first episode.
Yes, he is. He's in that. Yes, actually, I think isn't he in more than the first episode? Isn't he like in a recurring role?
Yeah, he's basically the cop he was on Law and Order.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's either a cop or a reporter. I couldn't remember which.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it's Emmett Walsh is his dad.
That's what I said. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, he's the original Sheriff Harv from Critters. Yeah.
Yep. And it's pretty funny too because you watch the first episode, and the first episode has a lot to do like connections to the comic book than the rest of the series does. Like he actually has his girlfriend, Iris is his girlfriend, and she just basically disappears after the second episode. And then also his brother has a son, which you could say leads to Wally West. So I mean, you had like connections to the comic book in the first episode, but then after that, it just becomes him and Amanda Pays' character. And it gets similar. It gets story beats from the comics and stuff, but it's a great show. Like you said, I mean, Mark Hamill as the trickster. What's his name from the Partridge Family makes a guest appearance. Oh my gosh, what is his name?
Danny Bottaducci or the other one?
No, the one everybody loved. I think I love you.
Yeah, David Cassidy.
Yeah, David Cassidy. He plays like Zoom. I believe he's called Zoom, Dr. Zoom. So he comes on there. I mean, Professor they even do an episode where like there's a sort of a reverse Flash, but it's just a clone of Barry Allen. So
do you mean Professor Zoom? Because I'm pretty sure that's what he's really
No, that's
called.
the comic book character's name.
Oh, okay.
David Cassidy plays like Dr. Zoom or something. Okay. I can't remember.
And by the way, doesn't Mark Hamill in that basically just sound like the Joker?
Sort of. It's a little bit before the Joker.
It was kind of proto Joker, yeah.
Yeah. Sort of proto Joker-esque.
Because I haven't seen that show yet.
It's pretty good. Actually, I think it's on HBO Max, if I'm not mistaken.
It
was for a while, but I don't know if it is anymore.
I've been trying.
It was on Netflix before that, I think. But yeah.
It's only $10 at Best Buy.
I was gonna say it's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
You can get it pretty cheap still.
Well, yeah. I don't think I've seen it at Best Buy, so
really
Walmart's had it. You can probably get it from Amazon pretty cheap.
Or maybe I have, I just haven't like paid attention. I don't know.
Well, this was the first release, so I paid a lot more money on this because it's the little cardboard fold out thing. Now it comes in like a plastic case with this on the front, and they're all in a
let me see what yours looks like because I got the plastic case, even though I've had mine for years.
I turned off the damn camera, hit the wrong button.
I have
it's that, and it's the little slip out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So it's got there's the back of it.
Yeah, I actually prefer the plastic one.
Yeah, I know because I know you don't like these.
But I suppose you get more art this way, huh?
Yeah, you get like.
Yeah.
All that.
Yeah.
Trying to get.
So, that's cool.
Yeah, I'd have to go look at mine and see the difference. But yeah.
So that's what you get. I'm folding it wrong already. Look at that.
Yeah, because I got it when Walmart they got got it at Walmart originally.
Yeah, I bought this.
I'd rather watch that Flash than the new movie coming out.
It is, and you know what? I didn't actually hate.
I'm sure
CW for the first 2 seasons, and after that, it just fell apart badly.
I only watched the first season, and I didn't care about it as much as other people. And I'm glad I didn't watch.
The first episode's probably on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah. I have not Homicide. I think I might have seen Homicide.
Here's an upconvert actually that doesn't look.
Go ahead.
Too bad. So here's an upconvert that don't look too bad.
That's
I mean, it
not
looks
bad.
a little spongy, but maybe we can show maybe a few seconds of the intro thing here, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Go ahead. I remember I got a disc for. I bought a. I can't remember what TV season I bought it. It might have been a Lois and Clark or a Smallville one, but they gave me a disc with the first episode on it. And that was before they released it, so it was like they was testing it. So, but it's a great show. I love it. It's very 90s. It can be a bit cheesy. The effects aren't the greatest at time, compared to now, but back then it was pretty awesome.
I mean, yeah, this don't look too bad for an upconvert. I'm kind of
Yeah,
impressed.
it's not bad.
We're gonna bury these guys. And you could quote me on that.
And I usually hate upconverts.
There are several injuries here, including.
Let me see if we can get a flash scene here.
That doesn't look bad.
Yeah, because he doesn't really turn in the flash until near the end.
There you go.
Yeah. So let's see some motion, though. That's usually the... Yeah, see, once he goes in motion, it looks a little foggy, but... A little froggy, but not too bad. Yeah, the whatever they did to upconvert does not like the red.
Plus, his costume is, the film and
A little bit of lines there, but not too bad. But I mean, I got the DVD anyway, but yeah. Yeah, no, it looks pretty good.
Not
So
bad.
that's out there. You can find that runner. Give it a shot if you like it. You can buy the whole set for like $10 on Amazon.
Oh, that's cool.
It's pretty cheap. Yeah, it's only $10. So, yeah, that was after I seen some stuff with the Flash, I enjoy that. That's like my favorite. That's my speed right there. Classics Flash all the way. It's just good fun, cheesy 90s fun. That's all I say. I think I've seen Homicide. Go ahead.
I said, damn it, Barry.
Damn it, Barry. Have you seen Homicide: Life on the Street?
Not likely. Here's the thing, Brian. I have not had regular TV in technically like close to 10 years probably, and then before that another 6, 7, 8 more years. I'm not a big terrestrial TV fan to begin with, like network TV and all that business. And in times there I had various, like I had a satellite here and there or whatever, but I rarely watch TV. I usually just watch movies.
Me too.
And if I catch TV shows, I usually binge on them, or it's something that's like once a week or whatever when it's on. Yeah. I tend to wait for a show though, because of like just talking about the Flash here. It always seems like whenever I get into a freaking show, they get canceled right away.
Right.
So if they don't have any kind of resolution, then I just like, fuck that, I guess.
I know. And I do find it funny that you had just gotten into Yellowstone and it was announced Kevin Costner's leaving and Matthew McConaughey's coming in.
To be real is that, like, not to go off on a venture, but I'm not so. Here's the thing. I think Paramount would be more willing to work with him, and so would Taylor Sheridan, but I think they have ulterior motives. I think they're more than fine with letting Yellowstone, quote unquote, end, because then they get to move it from Peacock back to Paramount Plus, and it'll be just called something else with all the same characters, sans Kevin Costner.
Right.
And it'll just be called something else, but it'll be the continuing story.
Right.
And at this point, Taylor Sheridan has showed us, and we've seen that his shows can be popular despite who's the star. So it's already proven that this show's bigger than Kevin Costner. And in fact, at this point, his death might mean more to the show than him staying alive. So
it's true.
It's kind of
so much, like he can stay at the top for so long in that type of world.
Exactly. I mean, at that point, like, it could be more beneficial to the story if he is out of the picture, so he might get his wish. I mean, here's the thing. Kevin Costner got a Kevin Costner, but I think he's biting the hand that feeds him in this situation, if you ask me.
Exactly.
Because he's got to remember where his career was.
They'll just call it
Bluestone.
That's true. You're not wrong there.
Well, the McConaughey thing, they're not even sure if that's the other, because they are working on another series that is going to be a direct spinoff about the I don't know if you've actually watched the show, but there's this ranch called the Four Sixes. It's a real ranch in Texas that Taylor Sheridan actually owns a piece of. And I guess they're going to do a spinoff show about that ranch. So they've already brought up in the show about how the money's really in the beef and not the cattle. So that might be another aspect of where they can spin this off of. And maybe McConaughey's like a beef guy, so he might come in and run things in the Interium with Beth or something. You never know. It's like, it's one of those things with a show like this, it just can feed into the story, and I don't think Kevin's thinking about it right in the right mind, because he's got a Kevin Costner.
He got a Kevin Costner.
But yeah, I gotta make my Wyatt Earp movie. I gotta make
my 3-hour long boring ass Wyatt Earp movie.
That my dad likes over Tombstone.
I haven't watched it yet, Runner. I've yet to watch it. I did buy it for that specific reason, so I could compare it.
I haven't watched it, and I don't care, dude. Just because I don't know, I'm not interested for some reason.
I watched a little bit of it once because when I used to have Cinemax, it was on Cinemax once, and I just happened to catch it, like just a few minutes of it, and I saw Dennis Quaid playing Doc Holliday, and I'm like, nope. And
yeah, it's not good. It's not
so
good.
I'm like, all right, I can maybe see Costner. I'm like watching it for like 10 minutes or whatever, and then he comes into a scene with Dennis Quaid, and I'm like, who's Dennis Quaid playing? And then I think they called him Doc or something. I'm like, wait a minute, like Doc Holliday? I'm like, nope, fuck that. So I click. No. Yeah, I'd already seen Tombstone at that point. It's too late.
Yeah, once you see Tombstone, especially before Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp is like, where's the shooting? Where's the cool stuff? Where's Kurt Russell? So
and like, granted, Wyatt Earp might be the more, and I'm sure it is the more historically accurate of the two, but Tombstone is like goddamn fun. Like, that's the problem.
Exactly. I tried explaining that to my dad, and he just doesn't get it.
It was like that era of, like Young Guns kicked off that era of Westerns, and Tombstone personified it. It's like, okay, yeah, the Young Bucks can do that with Young Guns. Now the other guys are going to come out and play. And you got Sam Elliott, Kurt fucking Russell, Val Kilmer,
Bill Paxton.
Bill Paxton.
Such a good cast.
Just like, are you kidding me? Like, there's no way you're going to be able to top that shit. Nuh-uh.
Yeah, Powers Booth. And then you got
Booth, yeah.
Billy Zane makes an appearance in it. It's great flick.
Shit, you even got Beverly Hills 90210 in that bitch.
Yeah, Jason Priestley's in it. Which reminds me, because I saw it in the theaters, and I remember seeing it in theaters, and like there were some girls there from the school on the way when I was coming out, and they're like, "Did you see Jason Priestley in that movie?" And I was like, "No." I don't
Funnily enough, I'm sure that some people even knew. There's a section of people, you're right, of women, of girls of a certain age that only knew of that movie's existence just because Jason Priestley was in it.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I had no idea he was in the movie till I rented it on tape again. Then I was like, "Oh yeah, there he is."
I remember some shit about it because like he was on some talk show at that time, probably, but like it didn't dawn on me until like, yeah, I saw the movie again. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, he's in the movie. Kind of like when Luke Perry was in in fucking Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I was like, oh yeah, shit, that's right, he's in this movie.
It was.
And he died right afterwards. It's like, wow.
Yeah, those sucked. But yeah, I didn't even realize he was in the movie till later. But it's a great movie. So with that being said,
are we like cursed with the 90210 cast for the rest of our lives or something? It's like, not that any of them are really bad actors per se. It's just that it was just kind of a thing.
It was a big show at one point.
It was a big show, and everybody had to watch it whether you liked it or not. Because if you didn't, you were left behind. I remember having to play catch up on that first season. And then you find yourself wrapped up in the shit.
It's like the soapy drama bullcrap, and then sometimes
it's CW before CW.
Exactly. And then you got like Jason Priestley's like the good kid, and you got
let's be real. What it was Dynasty with kids.
Pretty much, yeah.
It was Dynasty with teenagers, but then it lost that element of it and became more of a, because it started off, it was supposed to be, all these rich bitch kids and this, these kids moving in who weren't used to having a silver spoon up their ass, right? Mm-hmm. That was the initial push of the show, and then it just became basically Dynasty.
Basically.
After a while, yeah. And then Melrose Place, and then the two were almost interchangeable at one point.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't know where one show begins and the other one ends because all the characters are crossing over with each other. And
it was a spin-off. Melrose Place was a spin-off, wasn't it?
technically, I don't think it originally was, but they had so many characters that ended up. I don't even know. Somebody will have to explain. I never watched Melrose Place so much.
And then like
It-
there was Models Inc. That was
Yeah,
one of them too.
there's
That came
another
out,
one too.
Saw
Yeah,
came out right at
see
the
now
same
that one I
time.
think was specifically at first because I think that had one of the characters from that, but I couldn't remember. I don't know.
Yeah. Anyways, that was talk about 90s stuff.
Yeah, holy
yeah.
shit.
But speaking of 90s, the Flash, the originals, check it out. But
Yeah, sorry, we went on a way.
we went from Yellowstone to Beverly Hills 90210.
way out there. All right, so am I doing the one pick or are we doing the other pick?
We're gonna do Runner and then we'll do our next pick
Okay, gotcha.
together. All right.
It's Runner's turn. That's right.
Yeah. So what do you got for us, Runner?
Runner ran to the bathroom.
He ran
No,
away.
no. I'm here. I was eating. Sorry.
Eating some dick. No, I'm just sorry. Just no.
Fuck off, you little shit. I watched this movie right before the show even started. I got finishing it, and I had to watch this on my phone too, unfortunately. But it's a pretty good movie. Mark Wahlberg's in it, and he shoots people.
Oh, Shooter.
Shooter.
So you buy the 4K to watch it on your phone. Gotcha.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it when I'll watch it when I feel better because I'm not 100% yet.
It cracks me up. He's like, I got this movie and I watched it on my phone, but here's the 4K.
You watched it on your phone? The answer to that was maybe not. Maybe go fuck yourself.
Hi, I'm Mark Wahlberg and I talk to animals. I remember that stupid bit with Andy Samberg.
What was that from?
It was an old Saturday Night Live skit where supposedly Andy Samberg did an impression of Mark Wahlberg where he was just like act like Mark Wahlberg talking to animals, and Mark Wahlberg got pissed off or something. I don't know. I still don't know if it was true or not, but I know he showed up the next week and they did a whole thing about him wanting to beat up Andy Samberg. So.
He did show up, yeah, because he's actually one of the few guests or few people who has never guest hosted Saturday Night Live. And they did have him come on for a cameo though for that skit though. Yeah. I did the research because I had something come up for totally something unrelated. Yeah. I've actually never seen Shooter.
Neither. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but
this is the 4K, by the way, and it only comes with the 4K because it's Paramount. They don't give you the Blu-ray.
Okay.
Paramount you and fuck you up, yes.
I know they made a TV show about it.
No, but I got this. I purchased this like almost a year ago actually, and I hadn't watched it till now. But no, it was a damn good movie.
I've seen bits and pieces. I haven't seen it fully, but I've always heard it was a good movie. Yeah, Shooter. I'm talking about Shooter.
Oh, I thought you saw the whole thing.
No, I haven't seen the whole movie. This might come up later, Duck Nation. So, yeah, David Lynch might have a word with you, Runner.
Oh, for what?
For watching it on your phone. He's made a big thing about.
Why are you watching movies on your phone?
Because
this is
I'm
not the
fucking
way
sick.
to watch a cinematic masterpiece.
That's a really good David Lynch impression.
That is a really good.
That was really good.
That was damn
You
good.
just gotta listen to him talk for a few minutes. Today's weather is mostly cloudy, 27 degrees.
You got to do and can you believe it?
And
it's
can
a Friday
you
once
believe
again.
it? I directed a movie once about Dune. I thought maybe I could get the most realistic looking worms on screen if I genetically altered real earthworms and mutated them. So I injected them with nuclear waste. Needless to say, the worms disintegrated.
It was
Didn't
really
work.
good
I don't know. He's crazy. He's
though.
fucking
He's
nuts.
But isn't like Shooter? Isn't like somebody gets killed by a sniper and he's like the best
Someone
sniper?
bring me a midget.
Yeah, they try to kill the president, but they miss and they hit someone else. I forget who it is exactly, but yeah,
Yeah, and then like the government come after him, thinking it's him or something.
yeah, because one of the police like they shoot Mark Wahlberg like more than 2 times or something, and he gets hurt real bad to the point where he's like losing a lot of blood, and if he doesn't do anything quick, like he would die, but he managed to get himself fixed up and all that, and yeah, it's got a great supporting cast too. Michael Pena, Danny Glover. Yeah, it's really damn good cast. There's other names too. I just can't think off the top of my head.
Huh? I've always heard it was a good one. I've thought about watching it.
I forget her name, but the chick who plays Invisible Woman in that terrible Fantastic Four movie.
She's hot in that movie though.
Oh,
from what I remember.
she is smoking fucking hot in it.
I can't remember.
She's very beautiful in the movie. She was fantastic. She played like the nurse type of character who kind of like patches him up and stuff.
I think that's her name.
Tamar, yeah, that's her name.
Women are not pieces of meat for you to stare at, Runner.
What? Listen to you.
I am not here for you to look good on easy on the eyes for. You to jerk off to. You sick fuck.
Peace.
So, Mr. Lynch, are you here to talk about your new film? No, I have a new hobby. I've taken up taxidermy.
It's just hijacked.
He's got a fucking YouTube channel. Do you know that shit?
I did.
Yeah, I love his because he just every day he comes on and he literally tells the weather and he has the number of the day.
I have got to see this. I didn't know.
That's why I did the weather thing. I'm like, today it will be mostly cloudy with a high of 27.
Because I know I've heard him say, "Can you believe it is? It's already Friday." I've seen that clip like everywhere.
No, there's a Twitter account that's dedicated to that. Listen, in 2 days, he's gonna make another video that's like, it is Friday, the 24th of February, and if you can't believe it, and he'll like shake his phone, and then he's like, it's a Friday once again.
Yeah, I love David Lynch.
David Lynch is like one of my mom's favorite directors. I didn't know that.
He's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
You know he's hamming it up most of the time too. That's
you know it.
Yeah.
Because if you actually listen to him talk when he's being sincere, he's not that jovial. Like, yeah, it's really, he does kind of have a whiny voice. He sounds like your grandma, but like,
Yeah.
No, but I love him. He's hilarious. No, sorry, I haven't seen Shooter. I can't say much more about it than that. I didn't mean to derail Shooter with David Lynch.
No, it's no, that's fine. Shooter's a good flick. Pretty simple premise. Directed
I've heard
by
some
Antoine
pretty decent
Fuqua.
action flick. So
yeah, it's directed by Antoine Fuqua. It's probably one of his best.
All right.
Same guy who directed Greg's favorite Denzel Washington movie, Training Day.
Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3 remake. He did that one too.
Yeah.
No, that was Tony Scott.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He did Magnificent 7 remake.
Oh, I'm thinking. Which one am I thinking of?
Magnificent 7 remake.
Yeah, that's the one I was just watching. Yeah, that's the one I watched. Yeah, last week. It was one of those I watched recently. Jesus.
It has a lot of shooting.
It has a lot of shooting.
Oh, here we go. There's David Lynch's YouTube channel for anybody who wants to check it out.
David Lynch Theater. Can you believe it?
Yes, I can believe it.
Yes. But is there anything you want to say about Shooter before you go into which we'll have more David Lynch talk here in a little bit. Trust me. But is there anything else you want to say about Shooter Runner?
No, I think you should watch the whole thing, Greg. It's pretty.
I will.
Pretty
It's not something I have avoided. It's just something I just haven't got
this
to.
is and this release right here. I think I know I got this when Spider-Man No Way Home was released on 4K, but this was like a Steelbook exclusive from Paramount. They haven't done a standard yet, but they will. They probably will at some point.
They probably will. All right. Well, I will check it out. It is actually on my list to finish watching. But with that being said, moving on, Tom and I have a similar pick. Unfortunately, I couldn't get to 4K. Actually, I didn't really want to wait for the 4K.
Speaking of David Lynch.
Yeah, speaking of it, whenever you're ready.
Get the fuck out of my office.
Oh, I love that. That was probably the best scene of the whole movie.
I laughed so hard in the theater.
What do you see?
Exactly.
Okay.
Where is the horizon?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you
I have
got
the Blu-ray.
the Blu-ray. I've got the 4K. Which evidently it was at my Walmart and I didn't even know it.
You know that pisses me off because I actually went to Best Buy and I had a $25 gift card that I got for Christmas, and I'd been thinking about what I wanted. Went to Best Buy. Best Buy didn't have the Blu-ray or 4K at all. No spots for it. Nothing. Went to Walmart. Walmart didn't have the 4K, just the Blu-ray. Went to Target. Target didn't have the 4K, just the Blu-ray. I went to go order it online, and it said it wouldn't be here till the second week of March. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just buying the Blu-ray.
Man, I'll tell you right now, if you like, I don't know if you like the movie or not. We'll get into that in a moment.
Yeah.
But this is one of those few times for a brand new movie, I would have been like, oh, you're fine with the Blu-ray. You're not fine with the Blu-ray because this was actually shot on film.
I know.
And it does look beautiful. That's one good thing I'll give the movie. But I guess up front, we got to talk a little bit about what the movie's about. It's The Fabelmans is a semi-autobiographical story based on Steven Spielberg's early years, basically through childhood to high school. We were kind of looking at comparing it to 5/25/77, but I don't think there is a comparison. I don't know if you feel the same way, Greg, but Runner, you watched it last week, so we've all three seen it now. So
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it last week. I saw it in the theater once, and that was the only time I've seen it. But I have a pretty good memory of what was in the movie.
You are such a fucking cheater when it comes to this show. You know that, right?
I'm sorry. I'm busy as fuck.
I know, I'm giving you shit, but still.
I will tell you this. I did like the movie. It does have problems. One glaring problem, which I know we'll get to. I do think there is some comparisons to 5/25/77. Specifically, especially when it starts to get to the end of the movie. I think that kind of like when
I think my problem is not enough of the movie is that for me to compare it in any real good way, because if you want me to compare it, 5/25 is a better movie.
I will say, yeah. And which is kind of weird too, because 5/25/77, even though that's like before Spielberg was Spielberg, he had just done Duel and Jaws, and Patrick Reed Johnson was kind of inspired from them. It's very Spielbergian. 5/25/77 is very Spielbergian from the 80s, 70s. You know, it's got that vibe to it. This is a little Spielbergian, which is kind of weird. But
what the Fabelmans?
The Fabelmans.
Yeah,
I mean, it's Spielberg, but it doesn't feel like Spielbergian. Like,
well, compared to his other recent films, this is the most Spielbergian film we've gotten in a long time.
It's like Tom's. It doesn't really get Spielbergian till he gets to, like, I say, start shooting the beach stuff for his high school,
for sure.
And then from there, which is there's not enough of.
I didn't see some of the shit you guys did, I guess, because I was looking for Jaws and Close Encounters and other certain little references, and I didn't see any of that shit.
Yeah, I didn't really see any of that.
I'll tell you right now what I did saw. I saw a guy who has mama issues and decided to put it in a fucking movie and try to pretend it's supposed to be a movie about himself.
Right.
And there's a poignant scene where he basically is trying to tell his mom everything isn't about her, and he yells at her, "You always try to make yourself the center of attention." Well, now she has become the center of his own movie.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, it detracts from the movie so fucking much that I hate to say I cannot give it a recommendation, and I see why people are not liking it so much.
I
Because
get
it's
you.
not about the main character at fucking all. There is no payoff really for the main character. The only payoff is, yeah, we know eventually Steven Spielberg becomes Steven Spielberg. I don't fucking care. I want to see, when you see a kid whose dream becomes, I want to make movies, from that moment he realizes that's what he wants to do, because I love all that stuff up to that
Yeah,
point.
all that stuff's great.
And then there's this
Yeah.
big, huge fucking chunk in the middle of the movie that's all about Michelle Williams and fucking Seth goddamn Rogen.
I know. And he plays like the fact that they don't see that him and her are the legitimate reason why their family broke up.
And not only that, it's the centerpiece of the whole fucking film.
Exactly.
It is the most
I felt so
telegraphed
bad
shit.
for Paul Dano.
And it could have been, here's my problem with it most of all, is that could have been snip, dealt with in so much easier pace, because we figured out right away. Steven's character figures it out right away. His name's Sam.
Mm-hmm.
His character figures it out right away, but it's drug out for almost a 45-minute length of the film, to the point where it becomes the destruction of their fucking family. And through this whole thing, it still feels like Steven's trying to make excuses for his mom being a bitch.
Exactly.
And not only that, if you know anything about his mother, she's nuttier than a fucking fruitcake.
Mm-hmm.
And they really tame that down too. Sorry to anybody who had, like, I'm not trying to be, look, I got so angry with this fucking movie.
Let it out, man. Let it out.
I like the ending. I like the beginning. I like parts of the middle. Everything that has to do with Michelle Williams can go fuck itself in a fire. Because it ruins what could have been a good fucking movie, and we should have got another at least half hour on the other end of this movie to get some fucking payoff to seeing this kid show his first fucking movie in a theater
Exactly.
full of real fucking people, and it's a real fucking movie. I don't care what movie it is. It was Sugarland Express. I know that. You know that. We all know that. That's not the goddamn point. It's called fucking payoff, especially when you got a character who's almost wasted in the film in a great piece with Judd Hirsch.
Oh, the Judd Hirsch scene was great.
Brilliant fucking shit, man! In that scene, in the beginning
that
and the
was
end,
so good.
Sandwiched between nothing but garbage. It's like if you got a fucking Big Mac, and the bun is great, but everything inside is nothing but putrid, rancid meat.
It's just, yes, and I agree with you, Dan Blackwood. Michelle Williams was overacting. She felt out of place compared to everybody else in the damn movie. And I get it.
She was my least favorite character. In
she was like, she was just like going. You could tell she was going for an.
And there's
Oscar.
some Oedipus shit going on there too.
Right?
Like fucking Christ!
It's like the whole movie boils down to like him forgiving his mom.
That's scene with her dancing and shit is so fucking awkward. The audience is that daughter.
Yeah,
right?
like cover your eyes. You can see through her dress.
My God, like what the fuck? And Paul Dano is the most ignorant, stupid son of a bitch I've ever seen in a movie for how smart he's supposed to be. I just wanted to slap him after a fucking while.
I know, I felt so bad for him. I was like, wake up, dude, quit crying about her.
Oh my God. Because that's what this movie should have been. A lot of that shit should have been taken care of in the first 45 minutes of the movie. Midpoint of the movie should be him and his dad, that scene at the table. Mm-hmm. Or at least 2/3 of the way through the movie. Then you have the John Ford scene, which is fucking brilliant too. I love it. I loved all that shit. Great. I even love the last shot.
Uh-huh. Where he like adjusts it and everything.
Yes. It's just, sorry. I was so angry after watching this movie because I'm like, this could have been a brilliant piece and you fucking blew it, Spielberg. Your own fucking life story. You blew it.
Exactly. I agree. And I actually did
Patrick Johnson made the major fucking movie better than you did.
And I really think he tried to copy Patrick. I really do. I really do
That
think
should
he
have been
tried
the
to
movie
copy him.
Spielberg made, only with Spielbergisms more so than,
Exactly.
the mixture.
That's why I said that's like Patrick Reed Johnson's story of his life of becoming a film feels more Spielbergian than The Fablemans. The Fablemans doesn't feel Spielbergian until he gets, like you said, till he gets to at least that table scene with his dad, and then he goes and he meets John Ford. That's when it really starts to feel like it. And I agree, it needed a path. And I actually liked the movie, but I agree with you. It gets very boring. Michelle Williams, great. There was points in the movie I wanted to fast forward to get her off my damn screen because she is overreacting. She's playing it up to wazoo. I don't give a shit about Steven Spielberg's mother. It was like, I think you're spending way too much time on this. And I really feel like the scene when he's like going through his camera, making the film about his mom for his dad, and he discovers that she's having an affair with Seth Rogen. I really think that was Spielberg giving himself, like, looking back from adult eyes as a kid, saying, "Oh yeah, that was going on, wasn't it?"
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah. It was.
And I mean, the whole thing with like, oh, nothing has happened yet. Who cares? Who fucking cares? You're tearing your family apart. It's not like you just got married. You guys have been married. Fucking Steven's like 15, 16 years old at this point.
I know. And the fucking scene when they're driving to California and they have to pull off the road and she gets out and cries and he has to comfort her because she's losing her boyfriend.
This guy for 2 fucking decades. And you're telling me you never doinked the guy in 20 fucking years. Please, exactly. Jesus Christ. No, the parents' side of the story should have been, I like the aspect that the father did not approve of it in the hobby aspect of it. Mm-hmm. That's typical, but it was probably true. Because I know a lot of this is kind of based in truth. And his mother, yes, was a former performer, and she did vicariously live through her son's achievements. That's the way the movie should have been. It should have been Steven is an equal part of his mother. He's a little bit nuts, but he's got that creative spark. The scene with Judd Hirsch, Nelson, where he tells him who he's going to be, and he figures him all out and just knowing him for a few minutes. And which is funny because neither one of the parents know him that well.
Right.
And he's known him for 5 minutes. And that's the other thing. And then Paul Dano finally realizing, oh shit, he's using all my engineering skills. Like, that scene's great. Mm-hmm. I love that scene. Where he's like, how did you get the gunshots? Like that whole bit. Like, that's what this movie should have been more of, is his parents, their divorce going on in the background, but then them realizing, oh shit, we don't really know our kid, which would have played off the Judd Hirsch scene. And then they have that scene where he realizes in the kitchen that he's doing exactly what I'm doing, but it's got to be his way because it's not going to be the same road as me and the same path. But I got to let Steven do this because he's just as much his mother as he is me. Right? Like, that's what pissed me off with that. That fucking bit with him in that scene, that's where that scene went down the toilet. Because he looks at the picture. You know what I thought I saw in the picture more so than I thought was going to be there? Wasn't so much that he saw those two together.
Right.
Is that he just had that epiphany, like he just saw his wife happy, like she hadn't been for the last few years. And he looked at Steven and I thought that at that moment he was going to realize, oh shit, I'm going to stifle his dream before it even gets off the ground if I keep doing this kind of thing. Right?
Right.
Like, that's what I thought the scene was supposed to be. It was that, but it was for the wrong fucking reasons. It's like, motherfucker, your wife's been fucking around on you for years.
Exactly.
And now you're going to have an epiphany about it?
And of course, Michelle Williams got nominated for an Oscar. She was going for it in the movie.
She can suck a fucking dick as far as I'm concerned.
She was horrible.
I hate her as an actress to begin with, but like, yes, I
never got the fascination of her. I don't get it. But I agree with you. I mean, yeah, and I agree. I do think Patrick Reed Johnson made a better movie about his life. I really do. He made a better Spielberg in his movie than the Spielberg we got in Spielberg's movie.
Well, because there's nothing there. There's no payoff for Sam's character, really.
Other than,
okay, you got to meet John Ford. Whoop-de-doo.
We want to know what happens from that meeting of John Ford into becoming the Steven Spielberg. And yeah, you could have all your parent stuff. It's basically he wanted to show his parents as people. Is like basically you watch the special features. That's what he says.
Well, here's the problem. when I saw 1 year later jump up on screen, you know what I said?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank fucking God. Like, because I thought, finally, we're going to move this story along a little bit more. Because
it is sad because like legitimately the best part of the movie is the John Ford scene, and that's the end of the damn movie.
right?
That was great. That made me laugh so hard.
That shouldn't have been the end of the movie. It should have been at that point where you get like, that should have been your lead into the montage of Steven getting the job at Universal Studios or something equivalent of,
Yeah,
and sneaking into sets. Like, you just see this montage, and like you said, because the real story is he was just standing around on a set, and one day somebody goes, if you're going to stand around, kid, do something, and had him start, wrapping up chords and other things like that. And that's how he got started. I mean, his story, he tells a little bit different variations on it over the years, but you just need something like that. Then you cut to a shot of him actually directing one of those TV shows. Because he did, and then then you jump to him shooting a TV movie.
Duel.
You can even have a scene where the guy goes, "Look, I know you've been wanting to make a movie, Sam, but how about a TV movie?" It doesn't have to be Duel, but something in that. You know what I mean? It's like we just need to see that jump, and then finally you jump to the last bit. And this is what I'm telling you now is not even adding another 15 minutes or 20 minutes to the movie. Then you finally have this scene where he's all fucking nervous, and he leads up to him going into the audience, and it's his first premiere of his first movie. And his dad's there, and his mom's there, and it's all come full circle, right? You can even have Seth motherfucking Rogen there for all I give a fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm sorry, I felt like him in that scene where he's trying to give him the camera. I'm like, dude, just fucking walk away from that piece of shit.
I would have slugged him or walked away
God.
personally. Yeah. I mean, that guy's tearing apart your family. Legit, I don't care who you think, him and his your crazy ass mom are tearing apart
making
your family.
excuses. It's Spielberg making excuses for his mom destroying their fucking family is what it is.
Yeah.
Over her fucking jealous bullshit.
Mm-hmm. It's true. And like, it's just, you made me rethink the movie a little bit, because I did like the movie.
Sorry, I did enjoy it. I'd give it like maybe a 5 or a 6 tops. But that extra stars just for the John Ford, David Lynch scene. Yeah,
I agree with you because you made me rethink the movie a little bit. But yes, I do agree. Michelle Williams and Seth Rogen really bring down the movie, especially Michelle Williams. It's just like way too much of his mom. And I really felt bad for Paul Dano. As I was watching it, I was trying to compare it to Patrick Reed Johnson's and stuff. And like I said, the closest it comes is like when Patrick Reed Johnson goes to California and he meets with the guy of the magazine, and he takes him, and that's where he meets Spielberg. And he gets, that was very similar to the John Ford scene in Fabelmans, and like the early years of when he was shooting his sisters and, on camera, making movies with his sisters and stuff and his friends. That was very much in the vein of the 525. But then, like you said, the bulk of the movie from that point when he stops filming his, and becomes a teenager, and it's all about his mom and up to like leading up to forgiving his mom, and then the John Ford stuff. So I
get it. Part of it is he's supposed to give up filming for a while, and then the film that he made for his girlfriend that ends up breaking up with him is what gets him back into filming again. And then you have the scene with the bully, which all that shit's brilliant, right? Like, I love the whole thing, and I love even the part, except for, trust me, it's just between us unless I ever make a movie about it. Yeah. Even that made me chuckle, right?
I wonder if it's true now, though.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah. Like, that's the thing, is I know most of this stuff did happen, but what it is a sanitized fucking version of it. And it really just feels like it's more or less Spielberg trying to make excuses for his fucking mother. And if he really wants to show his parents as real people, honestly, I'm pretty sure his dad's passed by now. Yeah, I feel sorry for his fucking dad.
I do.
I really do. He tainted his dad as a fucking cuck in this movie.
It's true. He's true. And I think what I read was like even his dad didn't want to, because I don't know if the kids knew at the time, but I can't remember because I was looking up to it, like, more, but I think like even the dad took the blunt of the hate of the kids in real life, until they finally found out what actually happened. but by then
Yeah.
it didn't matter.
Yeah,
so-
basically, as far as I know, from what I remember hearing in interviews with him or whatever, reading somewhere or whatever, like basically that scene, the way it is in the movie, is kind of about how it went down.
yeah,
Where he's trying to take most of the blame and saying, "Oh, it was my idea" and all that kind of shit.
yeah. It's crazy. But there you guys, if you guys want to watch The Fablemans, it's up to you. But I do agree that 525/77 is a better
hey,
movie.
Greg, I want to tell you something. You know why I think you felt bad for Paul Dano?
What?
Because he's a way better actor than Michelle Williams.
Oh, he's way better. He deserves so much better in that movie.
Yeah,
I know.
before-
I felt so bad for him because I like Paul Dano. That's the thing.
I actually got told I looked like Paul Dano in one of my older videos, but in a comment.
You know, if you shaved the beard,
you kind of do actually. Now that you say that, I never really thought of that.
I got it. It's like one of my older videos.
Now you just need to act like the creepy weirdo dude from Prisoners, and that'd be perfect.
I mean, I didn't even think like because in a lot of movies, like even the Jewish aspect of this movie, when he's being picked on and shit, they could have went way overboard and it could have really sounded woke and it could have went into woke territory, but they managed to keep it right at that cusp of, at that era of him growing up, I'm sure he did face some of that shit, especially in certain areas. Yeah. So like in the way it happens, in the way it comes off, and the way the characters are treated, the whole thing feels nice and organic. So it's like you can even have that kind of commentary in there. And that's what sucks. The movie isn't woke in any way either.
No, like, it's really not.
Nothing in that way of it. It's just it's obsessed with the fucking mother character when it's like she's not your main fucking character. And there's no real reason for her to be taking up this much of the fucking, and I know I'm griping on and on about it, but it pissed me off so much because the rest of this movie, the kid playing Spielberg or the Sam character is great.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would love to have seen him in an actual Steven Spielberg biopic, and maybe that's what I'm pissed about is I want that more so, and that's why that maybe is unfair to the film. But it's like, dude, if you're gonna make a movie about your mother, make a movie about your fucking mother. That's fine.
Yeah,
but it's not enough. It's too uneven now, right? It
just became, to use the phrase, it became an overbearing mother. That's what it became.
It did. That's a very good analogy for it. Thank you.
Yes, I agree with you, and I go ahead, Ronnie.
I only saw it once. I'll say this: the mother was definitely my least favorite character. I think it's crazy that they would nominate her an Oscar for that because that's. I'm sorry, no, but
no,
I didn't hate it to the extent that Tom did. But again, I need to rewatch it because
it's not so much that I hate it; it just made me mad.
No, I get it. Like there were a few times where I did like cringe, and definitely the parts with Seth Rogen, I was just like, yeah, like I'm like, dude, like I would instantly walk away when he with the whole camera bit outside. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
Well, that's part of it too. It's just overall, and I don't know if it would have been different with any. I don't think it would be different with any other actress either. It's just the way the character's portrayed. It's the way that it's like if you're going to present this thing the way you are, you need. It doesn't have a satisfying ending for its as a film. It's hero character, right?
Right.
To me, it doesn't, and to me, it drags on and takes too much time wasted on the mother character when a lot of that shit could have been cleaned up so easily. You can get the same effect, the same thing happening, the same amount of information, all wrapped up a lot quicker to where we can get some more interesting parts to where we actually feel better for this character by the end because of the struggles he did go through to get here. Right? Like that's the thing is it doesn't feel like it.
As somebody
it's all set up and no payoff, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I get it because it's people like us who like film and have watched so many Spielberg movies, and you kind of want to see how Spielberg became Spielberg, how he got into film, what did he do, what was the jobs he did, how did he get to that point, who inspired him, and then you watch the movie about his life, and it's he had a crazy mom.
Yeah.
So that's
no, but
essentially what happened.
no, but
he doesn't
I
even
love
commit to that either.
Yeah.
Pun
no,
intended.
but I agree with like Tom and all of you. I love the stuff where he's like filming with the scouts and all that, and even like the
I really
little.
dug the beach party movie. I dug that.
That was
But
see that's the Jaws reference I was talking about. Like I'm not saying it is Jaws,
I
but
didn't
like
get the Jaws. I just got like the beach party movies
well
is
no, it's just
what
the
I
way
felt.
it visually looked and everything. It gave me a little bit of Jaws from like the beach and all that. And I'm like, okay, like he's clearly showing kind of his style from what it looked like and all that. That was it's not like a
I mean, you
reference to
didn't
the
get like
actual movie, but it's like you can sort of pickpocket that aspect.
you get it. All right, but there's our thoughts on the Fableman. Watch at your own risk if you want to. Check it out. If you don't, I get it. Random Brad said he's good, so he's not going to check it out. He
I
said,
can recommend the 4K just for how good it looks.
I do wish I
and
would have got the 4K. I just didn't want
Yeah,
to
and the
wait.
technical aspects and all that, as far as that goes. But
I was lucky to get the 4K because there was only one more left.
We'll get the capsule years for the sequel. It's just crazy as
yeah. And when Tom mentioned about like they should have like shown what happened after the very end of the movie, I'm like, damn, I really wish I got that movie instead. And think about that.
And you could even have done it in just like I said, real quick. Most of it in montage, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just him getting the foot in the door. Once he gets his foot in the door, like, and that's to me more interesting part of the story, even if it isn't exactly like he always said it was. Like, because for those who don't know, who may not know what I'm referring to, the movie Secret of My Success with Michael J. Fox is loosely based on the story that Spielberg used to go around telling about how he got into Hollywood, and that was that he took over an office at Universal and pretended to be a producer until basically he faked it till he made it. That wasn't totally true. What I said earlier was more so true. And that was he got a job at Universal as a tour guide, I think it was, or running one of the rides. And he kept sneaking over to the actual Universal sets. And he got caught standing around so many times that one of the grips or somebody like that just happened to say to him, look, if you're going to be standing around all day, pick up a wire or something like that. And he did meet John Ford, but I'm trying to remember if it was like that, or I believe the actual story, now that I'm thinking about it, because I remember one time him talking about this. Did John Ford shoot a movie around then? So I'm trying to remember, when's the last movie John Ford made? Because I swear he was like, he stumbled onto a set and it happened to be a John Ford set, and John Ford had said something to him. And he just started talking to him like he was just, another person on the set.
Yeah, according to him, like just supposedly what happened is what's happened. But yeah,
it might have been.
Trying to figure it out.
I'm trying to remember because I swear he told this story years ago. But
was it stage? No, it wasn't Stagecoach. Wasn't his last movie. I'm trying to find John Ford's last movie.
I'm looking right now. Well, that's just awards. Why did his wiki come up before his IMDb?
I know the wiki always comes up first. But David Lynch's John Ford was amazing.
That was hilarious.
Yes, he did a great job.
Walking in with the cigar and
actually,
the eye
yeah,
patch
he was
and just
still working around then, so it's very possible. It's very possible that story I heard was true.
Chesty, a tribute to a legend, was his last film. It looks like maybe.
In fact, it could have even been on like. Let me see here.
Where's the horizon?
So good.
I know. That was awesome.
What can I do for you? Shit.
I didn't say describe it. I said, where's the horizon?
Right.
If the horizon's in the top, it looks interesting. If the horizon's in the bottom, it looks interesting. If the horizon's in the middle, it looks like shit.
Yeah.
I started laughing my ass off when he said that.
That was the best part of the whole movie.
It truly was. It really was.
And it had to be the
That's what you said. You that's like when you get that you want more of that in the movie than what you had before it.
Yeah, and I wanted to. Here's the thing: I wanted to talk about the David Lynch part when I showed it, but you guys hadn't seen it yet, so I didn't say anything. because I knew you guys would like that.
Yeah. Now I want to watch Twin Peaks again. Now. um, but anything else you guys want to say before we go to you runner for your next pick? All right.
Not much. No, I think we're all good.
Okay. So, runner, do you want to do 2 picks now or what?
Hold on a second. Yeah. I have these 2 movies that I can show. They're both Kino Lorber titles, and they're Stanley Kubrick movies. But these were his older movies back when he like shot in black and white and stuff.
Go ahead and show them.
I know I've seen probably at least one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Killer's Kiss
Oh,
and
I started
Killing.
watching the one, but yeah, I didn't get it all the way through it yet.
Which one?
The Killing, I think.
Okay. Yeah, the Killing, I thought it was good. It's an interesting crime noir type movie. Same with Killer's Kiss. I actually like Killer's Kiss a little bit more, to be honest with you. It's a shorter movie actually. It's 67 minutes. So yeah.
Okay.
Pretty,
I haven't seen either one, so
well, if you want to get into film and stuff and you want to know more about kind of Kubrick stuff and his history, I think these are interesting watches. But I liked Killer's Kiss more than The Killing.
Yeah, I gotta watch them. I just haven't watched them yet.
yeah, I need to see a little more Kubrick myself. Honestly, I've seen not all of them, but I've seen enough. I need to get into them.
I haven't seen them all either. I've seen a decent amount of his movies at this point now that I've seen these 2.
Mm-hmm.
But Deleted Scene says The Killing is a good one. It's the original Reservoir Dogs.
Mm-hmm. Well, that makes me want to see it. So, do you watch them both? Right? Was the Killing was it good?
The Killing was good. I kind of liked Killer's Kiss more.
Okay.
I don't know why. I know The Killing is more higher rated than than Killer's Kiss, but it's so confusing, man. They both have kill and killing and all that shit. So
Happens.
Plus, I think Killer's Kiss was actually like an original like an original screenplay written by Kubrick. Because almost every other film he's directed is like an adaptation to like a book, which they're written by him, the script and all that, but like this movie was like this is all him.
That's cool. Like I said, I need to see him. I need to see a little more. It's pretty interesting though. Like the Kubrick is a very particular director. So
I flipped the what do you call it, the
slipcover or not slipcover, the insert.
Yeah, I flipped the insert. You couldn't, for some reason they didn't let me do that for Killer's Kiss, but they let me do that for The Killing.
Tyrell says, I just watched The Killing again the other night. Love that film. See, now I got to watch this movie because I need to see more of them.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't know why. I like Killer's Kiss more. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
Well, sometimes, you hear about one movie being so, like it's the favorite, this one, and then you watch the other one, and then maybe your view is different than that. So it happens. So. Yeah.
No, but it is really cool kind of seeing his work before his bigger movies, because these were back when he made. This is back when he made shorter movies, and I think weeks ago I showed was Paths of Glory.
Yeah, I always forget that he made movies around that era. Then Clockwork Orange and stuff. Like you think it's Kubrick, you kind of think that, and The Shining and stuff like that, and then you forget that he made these movies like this in that era with like Gumshoe Detectives and stuff, so, and like war movies. It's really weird.
Yeah,
but yeah, I mean, like I said, I wish we could talk a little more like we did with the Fablemans, but me and Tom, we haven't seen them and whatnot, so. But all right, I mean, were them
Yeah, I
4Ks?
like
Or,
Kubrick.
yeah, were them 4Ks or Blu-rays?
Yeah, they're 4K.
4K.
4K, and it only comes with the 4K, not the Blu-ray.
Okay. Okay. Oh, and
And the only
Spartacus, I forgot.
and I still need to watch Spartacus.
I am
I am
Spartacus.
Spartacus.
What's fucked up? I bought Spartacus on 4K from Amazon. That was my last purchase, and they're not giving me my package because there was a error with the shipping,
Amazon's
and
had a
they're
lot of
taking
that
it back.
problem lately.
And I still haven't gotten my fucking refund from them. It's been over a week.
They've had some problems lately. Amazon has. It sucks.
It's
Um.
fucked up.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna have to look into those and get them. I wonder if they're having a sale anytime on Kino. I mean, everybody's having sales right now with the whole President's Day and the what is it? Oh, like with the income tax coming up, a lot of people are having sales. So maybe they'll have a Kino sale again. Not like I
Maybe.
need to waste money. Well, it's not a waste. It's just you know. But all right, Tom, will you want to show off your final move? Tom, Remy, do
Yeah.
you have any more?
What's up?
You have more movies after us, right?
I have one more movie.
Okay, one more. So we'll go Tom, me, then you. All right. So Tom, what's your final movie?
Well, I have here. I got sick of waiting for the 4K, so I watched Kill Bill 1 and 2. Actually, I had to watch Kill Bill for a stream. But I also brought with me, this is cool. This box you could only get from Best Buy when the second film came out.
Nice.
And it was an empty box, but you bought the second film and you got it. And then I found colored cases to go along with my original.
Cool. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah.
These actually look pretty good for 15-year-old DVDs. I watched a few minutes just to check and see how they looked. Surprisingly well. You know what's fucked up? These are goofy as fuck. Because I remember I had problems playing them in my PS3 back in the day, and my player now had a problem playing them. I had to put them in my region free player to get them to play right. It would not load up the menu for some fucking reason on my player, on both of them. But once I got past that, I watched it. But I'm like, yeah, I need these in 4K like today.
Hopefully they're coming soon.
Yeah, and I did actually get my hands on The Whole Bloody Affair. So I have pretty much seen that now. It's not as different as you would like to think. In fact, it's at this point, if we get on the 4K, I would just like unrated versions of the movie. And not take away anything, because a few things would be missing. The only things that are really added, because most of it's just alternate shots, nothing like really
Special.
extreme. Yeah. The only big difference is the mid section or the near to end section with the Crazy 88. That's the big difference. There's like just minor things otherwise that you could just put back in it. Because yeah, I think it still works better as two movies, to be honest with you. But on that note, it's still great fucking flicks. I hadn't watched them in it's been a little while,
since
at
I've
least
seen
5-6 years. But yeah, they still hold up, of course.
I have the double feature. I have the double feature Paramount release on Blu-ray.
What if?
Pretty sure they're the same discs.
No doubt.
Was Warren Beatty up for the role of Bill or
I
something?
think he was a possibility.
Oh, that would have been really different, actually. Very different. I don't know if he would have fit with the whole kung fu stuff. Yeah, that I think they made the right choice.
Yeah.
I still remember Adam Sandler's goofy friend in the beginning paying the why she's in a coma. That's so stupid.
So you're Buck, right?
Yeah.
You like to fuck, right? No, I love it. It's a great flick. Yeah, the only problem with my box is at the bottom it's starting to come apart, but I don't know what happened, if it got wet or something. As you can see there at the bottom, it's kind of starting to heal up.
Oh, a little warped at the end there.
Yeah.
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 That
That's a
It's a
pretty
happens.
cool
nice
box
box. It's
set,
got
though.
it's got all the
Oh, let me. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet.
Whatever happened to Daryl Hannah?
yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's just kind of neat. Because like I said, you didn't actually you had to buy it this you
Little
can only
set for
get it
Best Buy.
that Best Buy, and it wasn't in a set, like I said, because of course they already assumed this was one of the few times they were actually good about it. They already assumed you had bought the first one, so you bought the second film and you got this for free. It was just an empty box they
Oh,
gave
so
you.
you put them together.
And
Huh.
actually, it might have been flat when I got it. I can't remember. I might have had to like fold it, but yeah, it was just like, yeah, they gave it to you and you took it home and you put them together and bam, you had a set.
And you found a nice little color coded DVD cases. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, one of the
But
benefits of working in video.
exactly. Yeah, they're good movies. Like I said, I haven't seen them in a while. Yeah, I do not think Warren Beatty would have been thinking about that. No, but it's it's a love letter to those old kung fu movies. I mean, she even wears similar to Bruce Lee's
Bruce
stuff,
Lee,
and
yeah.
yeah, that's good.
It's kind of
And
half spaghetti western, half kung fu movie. Yeah,
yeah,
basically.
it's that nice. It hits that nice little spot from that. Like you could tell he's like big fan of the '70s type stuff. So yeah. It was fun. I mean, Uma Thurman kicks ass. I always loved the style, like where like it goes back and forth. I love that style that Tarantino has of like the way the non-linear storytelling and how it builds to the conclusion. You know, with her at the table with him. I can't even think. Why can't I think of Bill's name?
David
The
The
Carradine.
actor,
actor?
David Carradine. David Carradine. Yes,
Yeah.
I could. It's like when it builds to that scene with her sitting at that table with her daughter and him, and then she does a little thing to him, and he just gets up and yeah, it's just like it's a great movie. It's fun, but it's been a
Yeah.
long time since I've seen it. And I
Yeah.
go ahead.
I just
I
say,
was
yeah,
gonna
the
s-
only other bits that are in the bloody cut that's not is like there's a little bit more in the animated shot where she kills the mafia or the Yakuza boss. You actually see his guts get ripped open in the animated sequence, and
Mm.
just little things like that here and there, like that clearly that he had to cut out to get an R rating. But there is a large chunk of the Crazy 88 fight missing, and of course it's in full color in the whole bloody affair. But yeah, and then there's that one scene that is on the Blu-ray and DVD on the second one that's deleted. That's in the movie too. That's where they fight in the street.
Oh yeah.
Bill does like a whole gang of ninjas or whatever.
Hmm.
Or not ninjas, but other guys. But yeah.
Whatever they're called. uh, I guess because it's David Carradine. I mean, he likes some stuff, some crazy stuff.
Because he hung himself in a closet, Brian. Like,
That's what I was about to say, and he was in
he
some
kind
crazy
of did, but
stuff.
let's just say he cut that short.
I still love the fact from Sundown, Bruce Campbell's like, yeah, David Carradine was just wasted on that movie. He could barely talk to him.
I've
Campbell
heard that
said
a
that?
lot about David Carradine in a lot of movies. Is he's
Yeah.
pretty fucked up. A lot. Like
But,
that one movie I was talking about that I think Runner went and got, the Sword and Sorcery one.
oh
He
yeah.
is Fucked
Oh,
up on painkillers in the whole movie. Yeah.
But it's been a while since I've seen the Big Kill Bills. I'm waiting 4K. I'm like Brandon Brad here said he'll buy him when he gets to 4K. I can't find it, but he'll buy him. I'm gonna buy him on 4K too.
Well,
So
and Carradine, what's sad about it is with his career or his life getting more or less cut short at that point, is he was one of those guys that could do Tarantino dialogue like it was
yeah,
written
he
for
had
him.
that. Yeah.
Because there's just a few actors that when they're given Tarantino dialogue, it's like, giving Eric Clapton music to play, you know what I mean? Like, or
Mhm.
somebody like that, it's just, you're going to get something really nice out of it. And Samuel Jackson, of course, Christoph Waltz would be the other one probably. And him, like, I mean, and Michael Parks, of course, would be another one.
Yeah.
They get that dialogue and they just dig into it.
It just
And
snaps.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he uses what's his face, Tim Roth a lot, but he's actually one of the worst with Tarantino's dialogue. If
And
you
I was
ask
gonna
me,
say,
he comes off all he's acting all the time. The rest of them, when they get his dialogue, Kurt Russell was really good with it too.
yeah. Steve Buscemi was really good. It's a shame he
Yeah,
never did
Steve's
anything.
good,
Yeah,
but he was only in Reservoir Dogs,
only in
really.
Reservoir.
So, and
Yeah.
one bit in Pulp Fiction, and that's it.
I
But
think
like,
Harvey
yeah,
Keitel got it a little bit. He wasn't too
Harvey's
bad.
good at it too. Harvey's good at it too. Yeah.
Yeah,
But those are just that handful of people that when they've been given his dialogue, it comes off so natural. And when they speak it, you just stop and you're mesmerized by them. You know, especially like in the scene where, you know, like right outside of the chapel. And she's like, "You promised you'd be nice." He's like, "No, I said I'd do my best.
right.
It's hardly a promise, but I'll try to be sweet." You know, just the whole,
Yeah, just the way it rolls off the tongue
it
and
just
stuff.
rolls, and you know, his whole Superman speech and everything like that. It's just, what is Tarantino dialogue, Brian? Well, that's just Tarantino dialogue. It's the way he makes it sound. It sounds like it's natural. It sounds like people are having just a normal conversation like we are right now,
Mhm.
but it isn't. There's a poetry to it. There's a rhyme to it. It's almost
so-
like a rap. It's somewhere between, he has described it as somewhere between poetry, a rap, and a stand-up act.
Yeah, kind of
It's
just
like if you took all those things and mixed it together.
one of it's big going back to Reservoir Dogs. One of the best examples is when they're sitting at the table having that breakfast, like how his dialogue flows from like everything Tom just said, like from a rap to a stand up to like natural conversation. That's Tarantino dialogue. I mean, and it gets progressively better in each movie. So
Well, and even Roger Ebert noticed right away, and so did Siskel, that it sounds like it's made up improvised dialogue, and the more you listen, you realize, oh no, it's not. It's
That's
very
what-
meticulous. And when you quote it, that's how it's so quotable. That's what makes it quotable. Like the whole Ezekiel bit, even though that's something that's pulled right out of a thing, it doesn't matter. The way that Samuel L. Jackson presents it is a great example of how it's the same way he does with his dialogue, right?
Mhm.
You know, like, y'all got a song? I know Love Me Tender. I can play that. How about Love Me Tender? See, I know the line. Yeah, you know,
Right.
everything is said because there's a rhythm to it.
Yeah, and I think you just said it best. Is it feels like it's being improvised. Like these are people
Yeah.
like they're just saying it and it's coming to them naturally, but it's not. So
No.
it's like
What? Say what again?
say what again, mother?
I dare you. I double dog dare you, motherfucker. Nah, I can't do that. I fucked it up from begin with. See, that's the thing. You fuck it up and it doesn't go right, right? It's just like a song. You fuck up something and you're like, fuck. Like,
Yeah,
it's
you mess it up, you get
it's like the lyrics of a song. You have to get it just right. And yeah, it's just. Will there be a Kill Bill Volume 3? Who knows? I'd like to think so.
I'm
I
gonna
would
go on
honestly.
the thing here and say I'd rather not have a Kill Bill Volume 3
Why is that?
because I don't know if I really want to see Maya Hawke going against what's her name's daughter. I don't know if I really want to go see that. I mean, it depends on how the story plays. I don't know. That's me because I really like
if
1 and 2, and I think it has a great little button at the end.
If Tarantino's involved in some way,
I mean, yeah, I'm sure it'd be
directs it,
great
then-
with Tarantino. It's just
yeah, then I'll be fine with it.
Well, I'm more worried about because he says he's only going to make 10 movies.
right.
When he's done, and then he's going to maybe work on some television and just write. And speaking of, I just got this not too long ago when I started listening to it, but I haven't got too far.
Hasn't he directed 9 movies so far?
Oh, that's his
Technically,
novel.
yes.
Yeah.
Because he counts Kill Bill as one movie.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah, because it's even though it's 2-part, it's one movie, one story.
So I'm wondering if he'll do a Kill Bill 3 and still count it as one movie.
Hmm.
I mean, it could be a way around his 10-film thing.
Because he kind
Maybe.
of set it up that way. Back then he talked about that being a setup. He even said, in like 17 years or 10 years from now, maybe I'll come back and finish off the story, and it'll actually be about Vivica Fox's daughter going after Uma, and then having to deal with her daughter having been trained by Uma, and yeah, just like a whole,
Yeah.
and you also have the Ellie thing with the big question mark. So that could also set up, like Vivica A. Fox's daughter going to Ellie to get trained.
See, I just don't know if I'm sold on that.
I see. There's things I could see because, of course, she wouldn't kill B right away.
Exactly. I mean, it
know.
makes perfect sense. The logical sense, especially with what she saw when she killed her mom and everything. It makes sense. It's just I don't know if I really want to see that play out.
Well, to me, it would almost be like what we should have got out of the Star Wars sequels.
True.
Because it'll be Bee's daughter versus Vivica A. Fox's daughter trained by Ellie. And we got to kind of get to see their last showdown kind of thing.
Right. I mean, it could, like I said, it could very well be good. I mean, it's Tarantino. I don't know. I just don't know if I'm. I need to see something. You know what I mean? I need to see something. Then I'll be like, yeah, okay, I'm on board.
Well, I could just to me, I'm sold because I have a picture in my head. The first time she fights Uma, and then Uma, they get knocked back from each other, and Uma catches her breath, and she's like, "Oh, I see you've met Ellie, huh?" Because she can tell just by the fighting style. And she's like, "How is that blind bitch?" Did she tell you I was one that plucked their other eye? And she's like, just I want to see that scene, and it's kind of a reversal, but at the same time, you still set up Vivica A. Fox's daughter as the bad guy because she was trained by Ellie, and then you could almost have them resolve at the end. Who knows? It's just you could do with Tarantino. I trust him. I'm like with Runner. He can tell me any story he wants.
I trust him. I just I need to see something.
I know what you need to see. All Greg needs to see is a trailer, and it says directed by Quentin Tarantino, and he'll be on board.
No, I mean that will get you, but I need to see some footage. I have to see some footage.
I know what you mean. No,
I know. I get what you're saying now.
I was trying to make a joke. But no, I would need to see some footage, and I think.
Why do they call him?
I mean, the story, sounds great and all, but I don't know if I want to see it, and so until I see it, if you get what I'm saying.
No, I get it.
88 of them. No, they just call themselves that because they think it sounds cool.
Nice. But
I was gonna bury you with this, but if you're gonna act like a horse's ass, I love it.
It's a good movie. It's good.
I need to rewatch Kill Bill 1 and 2. I haven't seen those in a while.
So you're telling me your body's useless as an asshole right here? All you kids seem to know is fucking with your money. Do you work tomorrow? Yeah. What? No, you don't You don't even know what fucking day you work. You don't work tomorrow. Here, you work this day, Tuesday. Here. Oh, you were working Tuesday. Not anymore. What do you do?
It's perfect.
And what have I told you about that fucking hat? Told you take that fucking shit kicker hat off in my bar.
Nice. It got that Boston accent.
Oh, I love that bit.
And Tom, was that like an audio recording of the book?
Yes, it's the book, but it's the audio book, which is funny because I thought it was read by Quentin, but it says it's read by Quentin and somebody else. So I wonder if somebody takes over after the first chapter. They do that sometimes. I hate that.
Okay, because I got the book as a Christmas gift from my dad, and I read the beginning where he talks about how he watched movies as a kid and all that, and I read the first part, technically the first chapter or whatever. I forget what it was. I forgot which movie it was, but that's all I read of it.
Yeah,
so far.
I listened to the first chapter. That's what he narrated so far. Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. Honestly, I would love to see just that bit alone. Tarantino could make a better Fabelmans movie than Steven Spielberg. just by that bit alone. I mean, I like the Fabelmans for what it was, like Greg, but it's got some objective problems.
I liked it, but I'm also in agreement with Tom. It has a lot of
I
a
agree.
lot more problems than some of the.
What do you mean you don't tip, Tiki? You don't tip.
Yeah, that was great.
I mean,
What do you mean you don't fucking tip?
if you really watch that scene, that whole scene gives away the whole movie. Like when he tells on him for not tipping, that right there shows he can't be trusted right off the bat. So I mean, it's like
I
it
know,
sets
it's
up
amazing.
everything perfectly. Yeah. So
Dick. How many dicks is that? I don't know, a lot.
I remember rewatching Reservoir Dogs and the part where Steve Buscemi, the whole like diner part where he's like he doesn't tip and all that, and I'm like, God, this is why I like.
Oh,
This is why Steve Buscemi's as great as he is, because he's
my God,
just fucking hilarious.
I pulled a fucking runner and didn't even realize it.
oh no.
Oh no.
In that TV version of the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, they give each other names like Mr. Brown and all that stuff.
Ha.
Actually, that's the name they are in the original one. So I'm curious if that's where
I mean, the
Tarantino got the idea to begin with. Because I'm looking at the original now, and like I said, because Robert Shaw's Blue, which Mr. Blue is what you know. So yeah, they're all named after blue, green, gray, and brown. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean that's his era of film that Tarantino really loves. So
I wonder if that's where he got it from, or if that's just something they did quite often in movies, or what. But that was the first time I ever noticed it. Besides, I just must not have noticed it when I watched the first Taking of Pelham, but I noticed it in this one with Vincent D'Onofrio, because they're always saying their names in this one.
oh,
Always.
that's probably where it's like in the first one they say it, and then they don't really bring it up a lot. So in the remake,
it was almost now I know why, because it's almost like they did it on purpose just to say like, yeah, we did it first, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
like,
we knew it. We knew what colors we was before all y'all.
Yeah.
So I guess any final words before I show my final pick, and then we'll go to you, Runner.
Well, we can talk about Tarantino all night, so
I know. I mean, it's great. From Tarantino to.
Do you guys know how that song wound up in the movie? Before we move on,
what was it? Humming again?
The 1, 2, 3s, the band.
Oh no.
That chick band that's in the surfer band that's in the bar. Tarantino was in his last day at scouting in where was it? Was he in Okinawa? I think he was either in Okinawa or somewhere over there. I don't remember exactly where. But he was like literally just like 2 hours from getting on his flight back to the US. And he's in a record store and he hears the woohoo, woohoo, woohoo song playing over the thing. And he's like, what is this? And she's like, oh, it's this. And she shows him the CD and he's like, I gotta have it. What is it? And, she explains it to him and she's like, well, we're all out of them in the store. The only one we got left is our store copy. And he's like, well, I need to buy it. I'll pay you double for it. She's like, I can't. I gotta call the So he's like, no, I gotta have this now. I need it now because I gotta go now. We're gonna leave, and if I don't leave now, I'm gonna miss my plane, and I need this for the movie.
That's awesome.
So he can get he's like, I wanted all the information so I can get a hold of these guys and get them in the movie, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, and so this lady's like calling her boss, and we're just sitting there desperately trying to get the boss on the phone, and they can't get the boss on the phone. And I'm like watching my watch, and I'm like, shit, I gotta get to the top. I got 30 minutes to get to the fucking plane. And finally the boss says, who wants to buy the Quentin Tarantino? Fine, so give it to him. So he got the disc and he to go. Yeah, it was like, yeah, it was just like, yeah, he like really running to the plane with the disc in his hand, and yeah.
That's a good story. I like that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, because he's like, and then when I got home, I looked up all the information. Of course, I got a hold of the ladies' management and all that business. But yeah, it was like he just didn't want to lose it. At that time, he's like, I want that. That's what I need.
Inspiration.
But he made their career, really. I mean, if you think about it, because I'm sure they had an okay career over there, but now they've been in Kill Bill, plus how many commercials and other movies and shit.
Oh, now? With the hoo. Yep, that's true. They've made a killing off that.
They did.
Yes, they did. That's pretty cool though. That's a good story. I guess I'll go on to me. From Tarantino and his interesting stories to something I've been meaning to pick up for quite some time, and I don't know whatever the deal is. It's a Vestron title, one of the early Vestron titles that usually goes for about 35, almost $40 at a time, but for whatever reason, it's on sale right now. I got the Wishmaster collection, the 4-film
Hey,
set.
nice. I got that
Yes,
too.
yes.
I thought
I don't know
about
if I got
picking
the
that up.
slipcover though.
I,
I
and you know,
thought
it's
I
funny.
think I did.
Yeah. I found it at Best Buy. This is what I bought with my $25 Best Buy
no,
card.
I've seen it at
Nice.
Best Buy, and I
Yeah.
debated on picking it up, but I don't know.
Yeah. Um,
You know, I've never seen all those all the way through.
he never seen. I watched all.
I vaguely remember the first one, bits and pieces of it.
I watched all 4 of them. So I watched all 4 of them. The first one's the best. The first one's an all-time classic. It's got all the horror icons: Robert Englund, Tony Todd, Kane Hodder. You know, setting up this new horror character, directed by Robert Kurtzman. Great film. Great film.
That's what pissed me off is when I rented it because I thought it was gonna. It said, you know, Wes Craven presents Wishmaster,
Yeah.
and I noticed it wasn't directed by him. I'm like, what the fuck is this? That was my first experience with like, oh, they duped me. Like, and before that, I always been smart enough to like know that kind of shit, which was really weird. But like, I really felt like duped on that one.
I
That's
get
probably
you.
why I have to go back and watch it. But at that time, watching it, I think I didn't even finish watching the movie.
Oh, well, it's pretty interesting. I dig the first Wishmaster. The second Wishmaster, it's all right. It's all the horror people, you know, like Wes Craven, all that. They're not part of the second movie. Second movie was a straight to video title, keeping the same guy playing the Wishmaster. It's decent. It's good. It gets cheesier, which isn't too bad for me. And then the third and the fourth movie. The third movie, the actor is replaced with Sean Connery's son, Jason Connery, plays him in human form, and another actor plays him as his Jin character when he's in the makeup. And then with the fourth movie, the best I can say about the fourth movie is that the lead actress has a really nice rack and a nice ass. That's the best I can say about
Oh, so the movie's not very good.
the fourth one. No, not so much. I mean, it is very rare that where the lead, like the final girl, actually gets naked in the movie. So that's rare, but it was a welcomed thing because that was the only thing saving the movie, really.
Man, Greg has convinced me to get the Wishmaster Veshra.
But I missed it out on the first time, and it's usually about I don't know if they found them more of them or something, or they're reprinting them or something. But like usually it's $35, almost $40, because those early Vestron titles were like a lot of money for some reason. But yeah, it was $21.99. It's $21.99 right now on Amazon, Best Buy. I found it at Best Buy and I bought it, so I had to get this because I love the first Wishmaster, and I'm actually thinking about doing a video because I watched all 5. So I'm thinking about doing a video covering the whole series here from my channel. So if you guys want to hear me talk more about it, but like that. But yeah, but the first movie is a classic. It's got horror icons and like horror history surrounding it. The second one is decent. The third one, it's bad, but it's got enough good in it where I don't mind to rewatch it, but it's not something I'm going to actively rewatch. The fourth one is just horrible. It's really just horrible. It doesn't mean it has some good stuff, but it's bad.
The good stuff are the boobs. That's it.
Yeah, the good stuff is like the first 2 movies do not have boobs at all. First 2 movies are like just like you're watching it because of the actor Andrew Divoff who plays the Wishmaster, who plays the genie. He sells the damn movie. He's amazing. And then when he leaves, they kind of like the actors they get to replace him are not good, and so they kind of sell the movie and start adding in with boobs and stuff. So that's like the best part I can say. Good night, Brian Barth. Glad you can hang with us as always. But I was really glad to get this because, like I said, those early Vestron titles are really expensive. So I had to pick up this one. I'm looking to get the Warlock one if that ever comes down. The Warlock franchise.
That might be the one I was thinking of that I got, but it didn't have the slipcover.
Yeah, because it's very similar artwork to the Wishmaster.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's what I was thinking of, but I'd have to look again. No, I've been wanting to check them out again. I don't know why I just got like really butt hurt by that as a
I get
teenager. I
you.
was just like,
They talk about that on the special features because the first movie is loaded with special features. I mean, lots of great special features. The other ones don't really have a whole lot, but like they talk about like the guy that's like we needed to sell this movie, so we basically used Wes Craven and to sell the movie, and they said it was because it was supposed to be just like a figure name to like present Wes Craven presents, but they said Wes Craven actually came there and was on set and helped with the script and so he actually did have involvement in the movie.
Yo,
He just, uh, he did. If they would have got somebody else, they would have just been like a name only. So,
hey Greg, did you
go
get
ahead.
the Wishmaster set for $21.99?
Yes, yeah,
Okay, because I looked it up now and on the website. Guess they have a few more in stock near me. The original price is $50 fucking. Holy shit!
yeah. It's usually very expensive, and I had been waiting for the price to go down, and I don't know.
Best
That
Buy
is-
must be clearing it out.
Yeah, they had to be clearing out, find it or something because this is number 9 on Vestron, number 9, and
That is
those are
batshit-
expensive.
That is bad shit crazy.
Yeah. So if
Number
anybody
9.
wants the Wishmaster collection, get it now. I'm serious. I wish they find the Warlock ones because I missed the Warlock ones too.
Speaking of masters,
Go ahead.
I did hear a review of Puppet Master 3.
Oh
Okay.
yes.
Because I actually canceled my pre-order,
Okay.
thinking we were going to get a problem like we
Like
did
the
with
transfers.
Trancers. I've heard that it's good in this review, that it looks good.
Oh, that's good.
And they actually addressed that they had the same fears, and yeah, so I'm thinking about getting it, but it's quite expensive still. So I'm kind of holding out for a sale, but we'll see. I might not be able to wait.
did it ever go on sale? What they did the full moon sale last week?
I don't think it was last week you could get it for that price. I think I looked. I think because it wasn't out yet. Because I got the
No.
Trancers one for that price, though,
Yeah.
when they put it on sale. But I think it had already been out for almost a month at that point.
Okay.
Or at least a couple weeks. Because, yeah, basically what I did then was, because I had it from Amazon, and I paid the $40. I was pissed. I went, Jesus Christ. So what I did, and they can sue me, I don't give a fuck. $20. I ordered it from Full Moon on the sale because I got it for 21 then. And then when I got the new one from Full Moon back, I just sent that one back to Amazon. Got my refund for the original 40 because it was still within the 30 days. So now I'm kind of just waiting it out to see if, yeah, maybe Full Moon will put it on sale or something. I don't know.
That's pretty cool.
I know it's kind of underhanded, but fuck that. I'm not paying $40 for that 4K.
I don't blame you. That's what I said. Like,
look, I know I'm not trying to justify anything, but I will say this: I was thinking about just sending it back, saying I'm unsatisfied with it because of the product and the price. So I was going to argue to send it back just on that part of it. And so I just did it this way instead. So they still got a brand new movie back in return, and I got the one. So really, I don't look at it like anybody was out anything at the end of the day.
Yeah, no, I don't think you really did anything wrong.
No, I mean, it's not like I didn't, I just sent them back the one that was still in plastic.
Right.
And got my refund from Amazon, which was $42 or whatever.
Same UPC. Nobody's getting hurt.
Same exact movie. The only difference was it was the one that I had actually ordered from Full Moon instead, but they're the same exact fucking thing.
Yeah,
but I sent them one that was still in plastic. That's the only difference.
That's cool. Speaking of which, I've been meaning to watch the serial Midnight. He talks with the director, Courtney, Jay Courtney.
I've talked to him before, but we lost the interview or something. I don't know. I have to find it. We have it, but it was done right before my computer took a shit. So I think it's on one of my other hard drives.
No. But yeah, I need to watch it. I was curious about that because the transfers. As soon as I heard the transfers was bad, I decided I'm just going to keep my Blu-rays because I heard the Blu-rays were better. So I didn't really bother with the
better,
Puppet
but like
Master.
it's just from the looks of it, because I compared them both back to back. Like you can barely even tell there's a difference. It's almost like they put the same fucking file Like, it's like, what the hell? Like, what the hell's going on here? It's way worse than the 48 hours thing. But
Oh.
I don't know if maybe
Yeah,
it's
I heard like
because
they took the
like
color out of it though.
yeah, that could be too. It might have been a little bit darker and less color, but like, and it does seem a bit more. It does bring out some of the noise a lot more, but there's like a weird noise in it. So I wonder if that's might be just something to do with the cameras they used in the stock.
Maybe.
I don't know. It looks rancid though, and I've never seen a film look that bad in 4K that's supposedly from the original negative.
Yeah, it was.
That is probably one of the worst examples ever.
Well, I still wonder why we're only getting part 3 in 4K for Puppet Master. So
I have my only guess with that is that knowing Charlie Band, he'll eventually release them all, but he's probably going down through his biggest sellers first.
yeah, that's true.
Trancers is probably the biggest one, then Puppet Master 3, then probably Puppet Master, then probably like Subspecies. And Subspecies is out of print now, so I have a feeling that'll probably be the next one to get released. Actually,
Part
that
5's
might be
coming out soon.
Yeah.
So.
So maybe Subspecies will actually come next, but that's the thing is I think he's just kind of putting them out in the order of popularity. He'll never
makes
keep them
sense.
out of print for very long.
Yeah,
The only ones that he doesn't have anymore are just the ones he doesn't have the rights to. So
yeah, like the Ghoulies and Empire stuff. Some of that.
some of the Empire stuff, yeah. Like Trancers is actually an Empire one, but I believe he bought the rights to that one. He's got a few of them that he did, but yeah, like all the Puppet Masters he's got, but he doesn't have dolls, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think
which
he
is
has
an Empire
those.
one.
Yeah.
And like you said, the Ghoulies ones. And he sold those rights like all lock, stock, and barrel.
Yeah, he pretty much kept selling them right from the first to the second movie. He sold them all off just so he can pay for his other for Full Moon, I believe. So
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. I mean, honestly, I wonder if he'll even do more than the first 3 Puppet Masters in 4K. We'll have to wait and see what they do. The price has got to go down though.
Yeah, they're
but I mean,
really
when he does
expensive.
the sales, it's fine. But I mean, it's hard to justify.
It is. I know this doesn't have nothing, but I'm sort of kicking myself because they had a 4K copy of Terrifier 2 at Best Buy.
Oh, you should have grabbed it, man.
Yeah, one copy, and I was like, I had it in my hands, and then I put it back, and I've been kind of kicking myself ever since.
I'm not even like that jazzed up to see it. I just bought it just because I know it's rare.
Exactly.
Like,
that's
if
why
I needed a kidney or something, I could sell it.
Yeah. That's honestly that's what I was thinking. I mean, like I was wanting to watch it, but it's not. I'm not that much into that like gore. Like some of the kills he does, it's just I don't know if I can really handle.
Just between you and me, so everybody out there, plug your ears. You should have just bought it just to sell it on eBay to scalp it, bro. I'll be honest with you.
Probably, but I came here. I kind of regret it not because it had the slip, and everything, and I was like, and then I put it back, and then I just bought.
I had it because actually you could get it for. I don't know if you can still get it anymore offline because you could still get it offline from Best Buy a while back.
Yeah,
I had it in my cart, and then I saw that one they're releasing overseas that has all 3 movies in it. So I'm like, fuck it, if I'm gonna get one, I'll just get that one probably.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm sure they'll do a 4K release here too eventually.
I'm sure. But yeah, I kind of kicked myself. I mean, I went to, first thing was I went there to look for the Fablemans for 4K, and they didn't have either version. And then I had that, and I was going to get Wishmaster, and then I kind of like, I better put this back, and then now I kind of regret it. But anyways, yeah, check out the Wishmasters, guys, all of them, and Puppet Master 3 on 4K. Runner, do you want to show off your final title before we close it down for the night?
Yeah, sure.
All right, what do you got?
This is a movie I watched not too long ago. Unfortunately, I didn't get that Arrow box set with its first release, but they just released it with the one disc and nothing else recently on the shelves, and that is An American Werewolf in London.
Werewolves of London.
You know what's funny is I did a video on the big box set they were supposed to be doing a 4K thing on, and it's been like I keep getting comments saying like this has been delayed so many times. So yeah, but yeah, that's a great flick.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I ain't buying it again. I got that expensive ass one plus the one that he's got there, and
Yeah.
I think I even might have didn't Shout or somebody
I think
or have the
Arrow,
other. Maybe it
Xavier
was
Arrow one did one.
Maybe I did another one in between there, but yeah, I even had the Universal release of it. But anyway, it's a great fucking flick.
Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And was that your first time?
Yeah,
Seriously?
I know.
What did you think about the werewolf transformation? Because we've talked about this multiple times. It's considered one of the greatest. So, what did you think about that?
I thought it was very well done.
Everyone, have you ever seen The Howling?
Yeah, I showed it one time.
Oh, that's right.
Came
Okay,
out.
so now that you've seen them, which one do you prefer? Because this has been debated a lot, and
Oh yeah,
we're always on the side of
I-
American Werewolf
I-
in London.
I remember you guys talking about this. Yeah, I would have to say American Werewolf in London.
Okay,
I like The Howling. Don't get me wrong. I think that's good.
it's hard to compare the two because they're very different, and I don't like to compare them because
Yeah,
they're very different werewolf movies. And but as far as like everybody comparing transformations, American Werewolf in London's got the upper hand on that. But I think The Howling has better werewolf design in the end.
yeah. The werewolf design was really damn good.
Yeah, because I mean, I'm not one for a werewolf that walks on all fours, so. But it's still probably the best werewolf movie, American Werewolf in London, that I've ever seen. So one of the best. The She Wolf of London. There's a She Wolf of London movie and stuff. But yeah, thoughts. Give us some thoughts since it was your first time. Expand a little bit. I know you're sick, so do your best.
Yeah. No, I thought it was pretty damn good. I like the wolf transformation. You know, I gotta admit, this isn't my favorite John Landis movie. I do like it, but yeah, I gotta rewatch it again because there were parts of it to me that were like kind of slow, but then it really starts picking up. It really picks up in the very beginning when he gets attacked by the wolf, and then all that. But once he like starts in the hospital and all that, that's when the movie starts getting kind of slow for me until he really starts seeing what's his friend's name?
Jack.
Jack, that who he like turns into a zombie and all that. All that shit was great.
I didn't mean to call you Meatloaf, Jack. It's a great
And
scene.
like the practical like effects and all that, where his like skin is like torn up. I'm like, oh my god, that looks so fucking real.
Yeah, it's great. They did a great job on him decaying through the film.
I know. And then like at the end they like make him to like a nasty zombie type creature.
Skeleton.
Skeleton,
Yeah,
yeah.
with like
That
flesh just hanging off. It's such a great. Oh man,
was
I love that movie.
that was cool. That's when the movie really starts like kicking in. At least for me anyway.
I enjoyed the movie all around, but I mean I get where you come from. It's your first watch. You haven't seen
Yeah.
it before, and you're seeing it now. If you hadn't seen it, it's one of my favorite John Landis movies. I love it. But I'm into the horror stuff like that from that time. So
Maybe it's
actually it's a dark comedy to begin with.
yeah. I can understand why this would be one of your favorite John Landis movies. I gotta go for the Blues Brothers when it comes to.
Oh, get to you couldn't go wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean maybe it's because I watched the Blues Brothers when I was younger, so maybe that's why.
We always had that movie. The first one
I'd
we
have to
usually
go
see
Coming
at
to
somebody.
America,
Yeah, Coming to America is awesome.
Oh yeah, I liked that one
and
too.
then maybe Trading Places. But yeah,
That I still need to watch.
I love Trading Places. I would probably you get me here. I'd probably like American Werewolf, London, Trading Places, and Coming to America. Probably
God.
my top ones.
I got legs. I can walk.
That's
I
great.
can see. It's a miracle.
They got blown off in Nam, Viet Cong, I remember. That's great.
We're on a mission from God.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great. That's a great flick. 4K looks good. So,
Yeah, 4K
anything
looks pretty
else?
good. Not much. I need to rewatch
Looking
it
good,
though.
Winthrop.
The nurse was
Feeling
smoking
good,
hot, by the way.
Valentine.
What was that?
So
I was
looking
just
good,
saying that
Winthrop.
the nurse was smoking hot.
Oh yeah, just watch her in Logan's Run.
That's a fuck, like that's how you cast a nurse right there. Like whoever did the casting and all that, that was like that's a fucking nurse.
Have you ever seen all the Child's Play movies?
Yeah,
I've seen the
that's
first one.
she's in a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
That's
she's in a lot of stuff. She's in Child's Play Part 2.
I just forgot her name.
Yeah, Logan's Run. She gets buck naked.
Logan. Yeah, she's
So-
also in isn't it Black Christmas?
Men in Black Christmas.
I think she's in Black Christmas.
Oh, Black Christmas. I thought you said Men in Black Christmas. I was going,
Men in
there was
Black
a
Christmas.
Men in Black
there's a
Christmas.
movie.
What the fuck is
Like,
that?
what?
That's a new
Yes,
movie.
Jenny Agutter.
Agutter. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Agutter.
her name.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, I think we're starting to wind down here. So,
Hallelujah.
it's. I remember that.
Big turkey time.
Adi men.
Yeah, Inga from Sweden. It's your
Jamie Lee-
Lederhosen. Yeah,
Jamie Lee
I'm
Curtis.
Inga from Sweden.
Yeah, she's hot in that movie. All right, though. But thank you, Tom. Thank you, Runner, as always, for coming on and sharing your physical media. And thank you to everybody in the chat for hanging with us. I know we was a little,
edition.
yeah. We all seemed a little
The
tired and
sick
sick,
edition.
but you guys,
Yeah,
hey,
you
we
get
come
to,
here
you get to hear
on
me
the show.
sneeze and cough and shit throughout this fucking
I
entire.
know. I heard you in the background going.
No, like I'm like blowing
Oh,
my.
that was
I'm like
Olivia Hussey.
no,
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like
Olivia
blowing.
Hussey was
I'm
it.
like I'm like blowing my nose and I forget to mute my mic. Sorry about that. Oh come on! It was not that bad. It did not sound like a fart.
All right. But thank you guys, seriously. Anything you guys want to plug before we go? Anything on your well, I was running to Jack on his channel, but
I don't. I'm sorry. Go to Joey's comment. That's what I'm laughing at. No,
no soup for you, Runner.
oh man. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, Tom, Men in Black Christmas. I mean, there you go.
I'd watch that shit.
Yeah. You gotta mute it, Runner. You gotta mute it.
I know. You know, Men in Black Christmas would probably be the only
Santa
good.
Claus is actually an alien.
Oh no! Oh, is he a cool alien now?
Well, his name is Santa Claus.
Claus, like CLAWS.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Um,
Thank you, guys. Go ahead, Runner.
No, I was gonna say if Men in Black Christmas was a real thing, that would probably be like the one good Men in Black sequel we'll ever get.
Maybe. But yeah, thank you guys once again for coming on. Thank you to everybody hanging with us in the chat, everybody that was watching. Thank you all. Appreciate it. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
How you doing? Bitches leave.